the platform where we speak truth. Greetings and welcome, welcome. Not long I'll do, but we need to just keep the progress going. We have to wake up our people, and that's what we really want to do on the broadcast. I will show you one or two clips to emphasize what we're saying. And yeah, please do share the broadcast. You're, of course, listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. One more thing. Just trying to get one or two things going. Then we can begin proper. Here we go. Okay. You will not get freedom in your home, in your church, in your mosque. Nope. I'm not interested in that. That is so what? That's not going to solve anything. You need to take action. What we're trying to do is to get you to wake up yourself. Yeah. Okay. After rejection, well, I'm not surprised. So let me just show you. I was just looking at one or two things. Sorry, I was mumbling to myself there. But we need to take action. The point is, we just have to just take collective action. So that's what we're trying to do. Bear with me 1 second. Just want to make sure I've got certain things in place. So greetings and welcome. I do hope the network doesn't be stable. I'm sorry. Okay, so we got it now. So I hope it stabilizes. I'm hoping it will stabilize. Stabilize. We are trying to do what we can to make it work. So just bear with me. I think it's back. Yeah, I think it's back. Just want to make sure that we got everything as it should be so that you'll be able to see. Greetings and welcome. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth. We're gonna chat. We'll start shortly. We want you to be aware of your rights. Whoa, sorry about that. Sorry about the noise. That's my drink. It went down, but we're back. We're back. We're not gonna relent. And I might touch on one or two things about the Nigeria, how Nigeria was sold. Many people don't know that, but we're trying to show you. So welcome. Okay, we're gonna try as much as we can. That's all we can do. After all we can do is to try and raise awareness of what is going on and what you can do as Africans to actually address those concerns. You have the power to make the change. Honestly, we don't realize it. And I want us to be bold enough to make the change. We have to be bold enough to make change on the African continent. We need to be bold enough. We've been made to be afraid of ourselves, of the coming generation are depending on you and me. And I don't say that lightly. I don't say that lightly at all. We need to do things on ground. Our focus, our area where we're going to make the change is not outside the country. It is got to be inside the country. I saw there was a protest yesterday in London, and the petition was signed by Boho and all that. I wasn't able to make it. Health issues and things, I wasn't able to make it. Good luck to them. It was great. It was good to see that. You know, we weren't able to. I wasn't able to be there. But like I said, I think we need to do a lot of research. And I think one of the things that's what I wanted to talk about today, that we must begin to take collective action. We spend a lot of time in churches and the mosques. If we keep going to those churches and the mosque, I need you to understand that these are the mechanisms that is being used to actually oppress and suppress. You know, I need you to really understand that. Give me 1 second, please. I just want to make sure I've got everything like I wanted to have it in place. So what I'm really saying, what am I really saying? I'm saying that yes, look, the age where we sort of just gonna be waiting for somebody to come and help us and wait for this and wait for that. No, don't wait for somebody else. We must do that work ourselves. We have to do that work ourselves, and that's what I'm trying to really reiterate here and remind us that we must do that work. We have to do that work. It is very important that we do that work. So let me just paste that there. Okay, so we need to do that work. We must do that work. Like I said, it's What the work that needs to be happening now has to be on the African continent. It's not outside. It cannot be outside. The job cannot be outside the African continent anymore. It's got to be on the African continent. We have to influence what is happening on the African continent and how this is going to impact, things around Africa. You and I have a role to play in that. Strongly, I say that very, very emphatically. You have a role to play. So we're asking you, when you're seeing this, I'm going to come and talk. Because we have to really remind ourselves the steps we need to take to free ourselves. It's not about sort of just standing there and going or waiting for somebody to come and do it for you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What you need to do is to begin to take steps yourself and actually, um, you know, be part of that process, however way you can do it. Are you ready to take that step? Is a question you should be asking yourself. Are you ready to be part of that process? Are you ready to make sure the changes that we need is in place? We need to be asking that question. So we're going to show you a couple of videos and things, but I want to talk about this generally now on African continent. If you're spending your time in the church or the mosque, then you are simply allowing those to occupy your mind and prevent you from being part of the process to free Africa from bondage. It is that simple. It literally is that simple. But let's carry ahead. Let's go ahead. So, greetings and welcome, welcome, welcome. Greetings and welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I hope you're well. As you're walking, coming in, please do share the broadcast and help us reach more people. Um, we do need that, that help from yourself. Okay, I'll invite others if I can. We will be doing one or two things as I go along. I'm not quite sure who else I can bring, but we will do as much as we can. We will do as much as we can to bring people on. Um, it's really important to do the work that we're doing right now. I need to make sure that when I'm bringing anybody on, they are part of what we're trying to do in terms of messaging and awareness. So we will do that. But right now, I don't want to do that just yet. I will do that another time. Greetings, 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 and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just quickly bring that up here so that we can carry on. As you're watching, please do share, share, share. You are listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Yes, yesterday there was a big development yesterday in London. I wasn't able to make it. One or two things I wasn't able to, but like I said, it was good to see a lot of people come out. But the what we need is to begin to wake ourselves up on the African continent. And the topic today is this: how to exercise our sovereignty on the African continent. How to use our sovereignty on the African continent. We need to use our collective sovereignty. It's not about shouting alone, it's about taking critical action, critical steps to empower people to know their rights and be able to hold their governance to account. So greetings, 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 and welcome. Can we get to 4,000 likes on here as we're watching? Can we get to 4,000 likes before we proceed? It'd be very good if we can get to 4,000 likes. I'll see if I can invite one or two people if they can. Um, you know, we're just gonna make it interactive. There is a lot of work to do. There is a lot of work to do before we go ahead. Um, we must take collective action. We need to continue. Like I said, the Yoruba, Sunday Igboho and others were at the Downing Street yesterday. They signed the petition to help in actually, to go calling for Yoruba nation. All that is good, and there is nothing wrong. I wasn't able to be there yesterday, and it's good work. You know, I say to them, it's all part of the effort in trying to reach, get our freedom on the African continent, and rightly so. So kudos to them. Kudos to Bedu, Koiki, Oloye Sunday Igboho. Kudos to many of them who were there. I wasn't able to make it yesterday. I wasn't up to it physically, but nonetheless, we do the work. Can we get to 4,000 likes, please? I'd really like it. Let us get to 4,000 likes, then we will sing the song. How long would I go to suffer? You can, of course, download the song on iTunes and on Spotify and help us share it as you come along. It's very, very important that we do that work. And of course, we still talk about the donations that we've spoken about many times in terms of actually assisting, helping women and men that are enslaved in African and Arab countries, in Africa and outside of Africa. And there is a lot of work to be done on that front. But like I said, first thing first, let us please share the broadcast. Let us get as far as possible. Let's get to 4,000 likes, then we can begin. 4,000 likes. Can we do that, please? Can we get to 4,000 likes? And also, you can also, we do sell the merchandise, and we need that help because the more you can help us getting the information out there, the more it makes it's easier for us to be able to get one or two things done. I will be changing one or two things in terms of the hoodie things. I don't want to take too much space on the screen, but please do share. We do need that support. Burkina Faso, hi, my brother. It's a pleasure to have you here. We're going to talk about one or two things, and you're looking at the picture on the screen, and we're going to give you examples how to exercise our sovereignty. And it is hoping, in doing this, we are hoping that many of us can learn in across the whole of Africa what we need to do. It is our right. Those rights are exercised, and we mustn't allow anybody. The danger of what is going on is that we are being prevented from exercising our sovereignty on our land. But I will talk more in detail about that. So please tap, 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 and share. Can we get to 4,000 likes during this broadcast? It'd be great if we could do that. Can we get to 4,000 likes? I'd really like to see that number jump up to 4,000 likes whilst we're watching. And, please get in touch, spread the message, and let us reach more and more people. We do need your support. It is very important that your support is part of the process. We need that strongly, and we are grateful. And thank you also. We'd like you to consider subscribing to Citizen AY, and of course give the platform and help us share the broadcast. um like I said, it wasn't easy. Sometimes you have to do what you can, and we will continue on this journey. Um, and please share. Vibe Master, greetings, greetings. Please share the live as well. Greetings, Vibe Master, and others. There is a lot to do. We need to demonstrate how to do things, and we are going to. I'll invite Vibe Master. If I see people who want to bring on, I will bring you on, and we can do one or two things. And we can talk about it. But I really want us to really know that the time is now for us to take collective action to free ourselves. Teresa Wood, greetings. Dan Boy 97, thank you. Mandy Frame, greetings. G Girl, thank you, greetings. As you're coming in, tap the screen. We want to get to 4,000 likes. We'd like to get to 4,000 likes, and we'd like to hear from you. Vibe Master, great, great. Greetings, greetings, my brother. Greetings, 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 and welcome. Greetings, let's hear from you. Greetings. So, good, good, good. Thanks, good. Thanks.
Okay.
So we are trying to get. We will start briefly. We will start soon. We are trying to get as many of us to tap the screen, get to 4,000 likes, then we will begin. Because that support is important to build and also to reach more people. So the more we're doing that, it's very, very important. And thank you very much for the information you've been sending to me as well. And all of us are interacting. I love the interaction that we're doing. All of us. It's showing that many more and more of us we are getting on message. The Americans call it something like getting on code. Yeah, we need something like that. My brother, let's say from you. What would you like to say? A few minutes before I proceed. Go ahead.
Um, I've heard rumours of the Senegal president
I saw
sent a
it.
delegate to Mali. Have you got any more info on it at all? Just wanted some clarity, really.
You know what? The rumors are nothing definite. No, I've not nothing has hit my hand directly. I've heard that they're playing games and saying that they keep saying something about, oh, they want France to leave and all that, but they're not really doing so. So nothing is concrete so far. But if I hear anything, I will let you know, and I'll do some research as well behind the scenes as well. but I'm not seeing anything. What we are doing is keeping the fire burning and focusing on those three. We know, I mean, one of the things we've had is that Togo and Chad may actually join, but we actually want them. We want the three to firm up. So what whatever Senegal does, just know that they're errand boy from the French. So I'm not surprised. That's my
Yeah,
view. I'm not surprised at all. It shouldn't surprise anybody. Look, we should expect everything. They're gonna throw everything, including the kitchen sink, to make sure this thing doesn't, to make sure that Africa never frees itself. Remember, we've been enslaved for over 800 years, maybe 1400. In fact, 1400 years since the 7th century. Of course, we're talking about Arab enslavement and, of course, the European enslavement of Africans. So we're not surprised. In fact, we should all be expecting this. But I'll try and find out more information about that. And if you do have anything that is concrete you've seen, of course, do share it, and of course, we will talk about it on here, and make us aware. But what we're trying to do is making sure that on the continent of Africa now that we begin to actually make sure our people know what they can do. You have the power to make a change. So we will talk more about that. But thank you very much, Vice Master. I'll just mute you for a second. I'll come back to you. And please do
that's
stay
okay,
on.
my brother.
Thank you very much. Okay, so whilst we're doing that, I'd love you to tap the screen, tap the screen, share, hit notification button, hit like. We'll do a couple of hours on here at least. The idea is to empower us to know that we have the power to make the change. We don't need to go outside of Africa. Everything we need to fix Africa is in Africa. We'll talk more. I need you to know that we are self contained and we can do this. And we will give examples of those who are doing that. So 1,500 likes. Come on, let's get to 4,000 likes before we begin. Come on, I'd really like that. Let's do that. And of course, as you're watching, share, tap and share, tap and share.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna drop down in the chat and tap, and then if anything, I'll come back up. I just didn't want to be seen as being rude because you invited me up.
No,
See
no,
what
no,
I
no,
mean?
no, no. Okay, thank you. I'll bring, but when I come back, when I start, I'll bring you up again because I know I want to hear from you one or two things. Okay, I'd like to bring you back
All
up.
right, my brother, no
Thank
problem.
you. But you can drop down. Thank you so much. Thanks for that. Thank you. So, thank you. So,
Yeah, drop me because I still stay in. Yeah.
okay, okay, all right. So whilst we are waiting for my brother to come back, and I mean, whilst we're waiting for the number to grow, let us get to 4,000 likes. Come on, let's do that. It is really important. And as you're watching, do share this. This is an interactive session that we're trying to do here, and we welcome comments. And of course, you can come up. But first of all, let us get that number to 4,000 likes. Once we get to 4,000 likes, then we can begin the show. And of course, we welcome gifts. And of course, as you're watching, we would like you to consider strongly subscribing. There are works we're trying to do behind the scenes right now in terms of getting information into the hands of people, real information about what they need to do in their local language. It has to be in our local languages. We don't want to waste time anymore just talking. What I want to do on this platform, I want to be able to come to you weekly and be able to show you a video and say, you know what, this week, this is what we've done in this area. This is what is happening, and give you video evidence. I'd like us to do that. To do that, it requires us having consistent funding so that we can now set about doing that work on ground. And all we are doing is to just let people know their rights in their local language. Nobody can deny others. Nobody can has the right to deny any African that. And if they start saying no, 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 we can't do that, then we know that they have ulterior motives. We're not doing anything else. We're not going to even input anything extra into the constitution on by when we're translating. We just want it to be translated from the local language into, from English into local languages, straight up. Because when the people now know that, you know what happens. The, you know, we, I'm. You see, I'm broaching the subject. I'm going. I can't wait to start this topic because it's very important. But you know, it's very important that we do that. So 35K, thank you very much. Thanks to you all. As you're watching, continue to tap that screen. Let us get to 4K. When we get to 4K, I promise you, we will start the broadcast, and of course, we will begin to do a lot of that work. It's very, very important we do this work. There is so much more. There is no doubt there is an awareness on the African continent. Now it's about channeling that energy in the right direction to achieve our collective aim, which is what? Freedom. So we need that. Oh, 4K. Thank you very much. Let me give you all a round of applause for achieving that right away. Okay. Greetings. Thank you very much. Thank you for tapping, and and sharing, and thank you so much. I thank you all. Now we're going to begin. As you all know, we have a t-shirt. I mean, we have a hoodie and beanie. The details are on the screen next to me there. And if you just get in touch by email, um, it might take me some time to answer, but I will get to you. And anything that you want, we will go get set about getting that to you in that way. And the message, it's about the message here, Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. That is really what we want us all to do. We want us all to become champions for speaking truth to power, champions for good governance, champions to help our people to know their rights, champions to make sure we bring to life the Africa, the Oasis, the Africa and Oasis field Africa, where we reach our true potential collectively. There is nothing wrong in desiring that as Africans, and there's nothing wrong for us to do that. If Europe sees itself as a garden, we want to make our jungle to work efficiently and fantastically for Africans on the African continent. And most importantly, that we have the right to decide what happens to us on our continent. Just like Europe decides what happens to Europeans on the European continent, Africans equally have that right. So thank you very much. Now let us begin. So we're gonna sing the song. The song is "How Long Will I Go to Suffer?" It's a song I wrote. You can download it on iTunes and on Spotify. Go something like this. Ha! Season AY. Uh-huh. My people, oh, I always salute. Huh? Hey, 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 huh? Share. We not here, oh. Yes, sir. Come on. Yes. Uh-huh. How long? How long? Sing along. How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long go? How long? How long, my people? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? My people, we don't tire inside Nigeria. Now slave camp we dey oh. My people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Now slave camp whoa. The time done now where we supposed stand up for our rights whoa. Stand up for our rights whoa. The time done now where we supposed stand up whoa, for our rights whoa, for self-determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? How long? How long, my people? How long? Yes, so. How long? Yeah. How long gonna go they suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? How long go? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? Abdul Salam na fake man. Now he put that yeah constitution for your head, yo. Abdul Salam na fake man. Now military man can't tell you na say una get constitution. Na lie yo, na fake, na fraud oh. Last year constitution. Now in they say close on eye yo. May una wake up, oh. Moka Berenio, I just they wonder. Moka Berenio, I just they wonder. Moka Berenio, I just they wonder. know so. Self-determination, oh, now your right, yo. My people, I want make una know so. Self-determination, now your right, yo. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city. Any inside country where you there, oh, Atiku, Emilokan, Obita Obi no be the solution. Now the solution, now be the solution. Make una wake up.
Wake up.
Make una wake up.
Wake up.
Time don't knock. You be Yoruba man. You be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right, you. Hey, 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 Yoruba land na your land, yo. Middle belt na your land, yo. Hausa land na your land, yo. Biafra land na your land, yo. No be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria. Ra 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 oh. Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure to have you join us here. You are listening to Citizen NY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Do us a favor as you're watching. Share to 5, share to 10, share to 20, share to as many people as possible, Africans and everybody else. Please, we need to raise awareness level. We support the 3 men you see, and we salute them. Ibrahim Traore of Mali, Assimi Goita of Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, Assimi Goita of Mali, and General Chiani of Niger. They are visionaries. They are can-do men. They are working for their people. They put the interest of the Africans on in that part of Africa. They put it first and foremost in their mind, and they are working towards that. So greetings and welcome. Consider subscribing to Citizen NY, the platform where we speak truth to power. That is what we want to do. Like I said, we want to be able to come to you every week and say, this is what we're doing in this area. Come up with videos. And also, over time, we want to actually have myself and others be on ground on the African continent, because we need to be doing things on that continent to support each other, to make it a reality, to build that oasis. That requires us communicating, taking collective action together. So whatever you can do, I encourage you, get your own platform, set it up, join me. I'll try and add. If you ask me to come on, I'll try and come on as much as I can, and others as well. And let us begin to have a network, a very strong network of African media that will be giving information, relevant information, informed, that would allow our people to have informed knowledge before they can support anything going on the African continent. So greetings to you all. Greetings, and welcome. So, how to exercise your sovereignty as an African on the African continent? Well, I can find no better example of demonstration of the exercising of our sovereignty, collective sovereignty that is, on the African continent, other than the 3 countries you see behind me. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. They are doing exactly what we're saying, and what we want is we want more of that. We've got 5K likes. Thank you so very much for that. Thank you. Keep it going. Share, and share. Teresa Wood and others, thank you very much. Mazi Chukwumeka, thank you very much. Please like and share the broadcast and let us reach more people. If you do want to join me and you want to have 1 or 2 comments you want to make, please throw me an invite. I'll bring you in, and let's have an engaging discussion. Now, let us look closely at that. I'm just going to make this slightly bigger to show you what I mean. So if you look on that picture, you got Burkina Faso. What's people doing? They told the French, the people of Burkina Faso, not the government, the people of Burkina Faso, that's why you see them standing. They are telling the French government and the French military, leave our country. By doing that, they are doing what? They are exercising their sovereignty. Do you understand what I mean? Sovereignty is for you now. You have control over that land. That land is yours, and you have the right to decide what happens, particularly as a community. Every community is a sovereign, and you have the right to determine what happens within your area, sphere of influence, which is your community, which is your land. What you decide happens is what must happen. And that is what we're trying to encourage and inculcate. So you see the people of Burkina Faso, protesters call on the French army to leave. I will show you a moving video briefly in those areas, and we'll go quite a few videos we got that we will show. Secondly, thousands throng the Nigerian streets, and they again below, they again telling the French to leave because they are what? They are sovereigns. They are exercising their powers of sovereignty. It's important that we explain this to our people so that they get used to knowing that it is okay for me to come out collectively when there's no roads, no water, no light, no schools, no bridges, and we have terror people coming around doing all sorts, and our government is not taking action, and those people are telling us to keep believing in the same governance, and we say no, we don't want anymore. You are exercising your sovereignty and saying, no, we want a change. We are the people that own that land, and we decide what happens on that land. So that is really what this topic is about. Let me show you one or two videos to show what I mean, to back up that. So here is a video here. I want to show individual videos and I'll show collective. Let me see, is that it? So let us hear this first. This is from Wion, but just for you to get an idea. Here we go. Here we go. Watch.
Those were the words of Burkina Faso's junta government to the French troops stationed at the borders. The West African country severed ties with France and ordered their troops to leave within a month. Anti-French sentiment has grown in Burkina Faso, a former French colony, since Ibrahim Traoré seized power in September last year. Traoré has been more overtly open to working with other countries, notably Russia. Here's a report from Ouagadougou.
These protests are not new to Burkina Faso. They have been recurring for months. The call has been the same. Several hundred people demonstrated in Ouagadougou against the French presence and demanded the departure of its French ambassador to Burkina Faso.
We don't want their help anymore. We want them to go back.
I'm sorry, Vibe Master, you asked a question. Let me quickly. This is not a recent one. This is last year. But the point I'm making is we are showing examples of exercising your sovereignty. So this is not recent now, but people are still standing out and coming out anyway. It is not recent, and people are still exercising their sovereignty by supporting those in government in Mali. So just to make that clear, and Burkina Faso and Niger as well. Thank you for that question, Vibe Master. I've sent you an invite. Carry on.
We're tired of them. The French ambassador, we want him to go back. The soldiers in Camp Boinson, we all want them to go back. Let them free Burkina.
We have decided we want to lead this fight. The war we are currently waging, Burkina Faso has decided to lead the fight with good partners. And we feel that France is not the ideal partner to accompany us to the final victory.
And now Burkina Faso's junta government ordered hundreds of French troops to depart the West African country within a month, adding the decision had been made to end the presence of France's military on Burkinabe soil.
What we denounce today is the agreement that allows, of course, the French forces to be present in Burkina Faso. This is not about the end of diplomatic relations between Burkina Faso and France. The vision of the transition today, it is the Burkinabe themselves who will make the sacrifice for the liberation of our territory, for the reconquest of the integrity of the territory, and especially for the refoundation. et surtout pour la refondation.
Days before the expulsion order, a French minister said her government would not stop supporting Burkina Faso in its fight against Islamist militants and wished to remain involved despite the growing
No.
anti-French sentiment and diplomatic
You have
tensions.
to leave. They don't want you.
We know the price that the Burkinabe armed forces and the civilian population have been paying for years in the face of groups that have decided to turn the country from haven to a war zone.
Civil burkinabé paye depuis des années.
Relations between France and Burkina Faso, a former French colony, have deteriorated following two military coups that were partly spurred by the authorities' failure to protect civilians from jihadist attacks. France has some 400 special forces based in Burkina Faso to help government forces battle a violent Islamist insurgency that has spread across the Central Sahel region from Mali over the past decade. Burkina Faso is facing another crisis, the unprecedented mass kidnapping. On January the 12th and 13th, armed men seized the women and their children while they were scouring the bush for fruit and leaves outside two villages in the Sahel region, Soum province.
So, we know what the problems are. We know what the problems are. We know we're not going to talk about the problem in that way. The point I'm making is that that video is not a recent video. It's from when they started, when the people came and when Burkina Faso took over, when Ibrahim Traore took over, when Niger, all of that time. The point I'm making is that the people they are exercising their sovereignty. It's one thing to know you are sovereign. It's another thing to know that you have to exercise those powers. What I'm saying is in the African continent, we need to encourage our people in our local languages particularly to know that they're sovereigns and they have the power to hold their governance to account. That is why this is very important now. The message needs to go into communities that the best example of sovereignty is what the people of Burkina Faso, the people of Mali, the people of Niger have demonstrated perfectly, collectively. With one voice, they said, we no longer trust the French on our soil. We, the sovereigns, say you must go. And that has resulted in the French going. So we need to understand that. I'm going to play one more video about that. And then I'll move on again. I'm just going to move on. Let me see if I can find the video for you. So, but again, and that's another thing I wanted to say before I go ahead. Another thing I would say is this. Sadly, in what is Nigeria now, there are terror people going around abducting people in the so-called democracy, and that's in Nigeria, for example, and the people are not being protected. You know, even though they're getting the Nigerian government is getting support from the likes of France, the likes of UK, you know, it's the same thing. So what benefit is that so-called democracy when the people are not protected in their land? Whereas now, if you go and look at, as I speak to you in Burkina Faso, when Ibrahim Traore came into government and took power, they were in control of barely 30% of their own territory. Now that it's been in control in power in Burkina Faso for 2 years, they are in control of over 70% of the Burkinabe territory. Can you see the difference? Can you see? And it's been confronting and addressing the terror issues head on. So people are beginning to feel safe in their own communities, in their own land. And that is because he's got the support of the people, through the people expressing their sovereignty in saying, the people who are undermining our nation, we don't want them on our soil. So this is why exercising your sovereignty is so important. Again, you know, in Yoruba language, the best way to say sovereignty is Oba Alashe. You know, there will be other languages that you can use. And I want to weave that in because I want our people to get comfortable to know that you are a sovereign. Don't separate yourself from sovereignty. You on your land, you are a sovereign, and you have that power to exercise it to hold those in government to account. So we are encouraging other parts of Africa to begin to teach this kind of message to our people, so that our people on ground can begin to actually take control of their areas and hold the government to account and demand the change they want, and make sure it comes to pass through action. It's through action. As I speak to you now, all over Africa, people are going to churches on the Sunday. When you go to church, when you go to the mosque, they occupy your mind. You are not able to focus and say, I want my sovereignty. Because the churches and the mosque, the church and the mosque does not see you as a sovereign. The church and the mosque do not see you, an African, as a sovereign. They see you as a servant to God, as a servant to Christ, and all of that stuff. Whereas you are first and foremost on your territory, on your land, a sovereign. So we are trying to wake up our minds. Please tap the screen and share and give the platform and help us reach more people. It is a very important message we're sharing, and I hope you find it beneficial also. Let us listen to this guy here, and I'll come back in a little bit. Here we go.
Vraiment, on n'a pas besoin d'eux. On n'en a pas besoin d'eux. Il y avait des décennies, ils disent qu'ils nous aident, on n'a vu aucun changement. Donc, on ne veut pas de leur aide. On veut vraiment qu'ils quittent notre pays, qu'ils aillent chez eux, nous, on va rester chez nous.
Je suis très content, très heureux aussi. Vraiment, les Français n'ont qu'à partir. C'est bon finalement, merci. Ils n'ont qu'à garder tout ce qu'ils ont, mais nous, on n'a rien à voir avec eux encore. Merci. Et je ne veux pas que les militaires vont signer un contrat avec eux ou bien de négocier quelque chose. Non, on ne veut rien d'eux. Ils n'ont qu'à rester chez eux. On va se débrouiller comme il le faut.
So, I'm just showing you that. I'm showing you that to make you understand that this is a desire. This is a desire in our communities. And we want our people to exercise that desire to begin to take action. We need to encourage them to take action in their communities, coming together and saying, we don't want democracy anymore on our land because it's not working for us. We are the sovereigns. We decide the type of governance we want. This democracy that they're putting in front of you, for example, it's taking away power from you. It is keeping you silent, and they are putting puppets on your head. Whatever you decide as a people, just like they've done in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and in Niger, it's exactly the same thing. Greetings and welcome. Thank you very much, Nuno. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Vibe Master, thank you. So it is very important. Now let's go and look at the what they said here. I'm going to just quickly do something right here. Nuno, thank you so much. Wow, thank you. Let me just say thank you there. Thanks so much. Thank you. And others, as you're watching, please give the platform. Now let's go and look at the next thing to do. And please keep that in mind. This is relevant to all parts of Africa. All parts of Africa. Yes, look, man, long live AES. I share absolutely. Let me bring in Nuno. I'll add Nuno to the broadcast if you want to join, if you want to make a few comments. We will welcome that. And of course, Vibe Master, thank you also for the gift as well. You know, I'm really grateful for that. So let me just do this. You know, yeah, it is very important. So Vibe Master, I'm inviting you as well, because we do want to have discussions as we're going along. But let me quickly do this again. So listen to this now. This is in Burkina Faso. Again, it happened about a year ago. We are showing this so that we prepare the minds of Africans that these are the steps you need to take. They are not violent. They are saying they want their land. It is their right because they are sovereigns on their land. They are exercising their sovereignty. Let's go ahead. Here we go.
Protesters gathered in Burkina Faso's capital, chanting anti-France slogans, calling on the French army to get out.
Burkina Faso is tied with France. Burkina Faso wants to break all relations with France. That's why we're burning French flags, because we want to show France that we don't need her anymore.
Frustration is growing over what the demonstrators see as the French army's failure to protect civilians from militants in the north of the country. Just last week, more than 60 women and children were kidnapped by armed assailants. The government announced on Friday that they had been freed. France has 400 special forces based in Burkina Faso, sent to help local forces battle the insurgency that has spread from Mali over the past decade.
France was our partner that was supposed to help us fight terrorism. But since 2016, there has been no change. We think France doesn't deserve Burkina Faso youth's trust.
Earlier this month, the government called for the French ambassador to be replaced, a sentiment echoed by protesters.
He needs to leave right away. We don't want a French ambassador like him. He's like Satan in Burkina. He's seen as a pyromaniac, a terrorist. We don't want this type of ambassador.
Relations between Burkina Faso and its former colonizer have deteriorated over the last year, following 2 military coups, and the French army's failure to stop thousands being killed and millions displaced has further soured the relationship between the two countries. Daniel Padwick, TRT World.
So thank you for that, TRT World. So you can begin to understand now. Let me quickly just look at the root word sovereignty in English, so we can just talk about it briefly. So sovereignty, what does it mean? Sovereignty, let's just look at the word sovereignty. Is a concept of supreme authority or the power to make laws and change them. It can also refer to a state's external autonomy. So sovereignty, let's just hear the word.
Sovereignty.
Right, sovereignty. So let me just make sure. So it talks again, the sovereignty of parliament, the authority of states to govern itself or another state, self-governing state, you know. So in simple terms, it says, I'm just trying to, so we need to educate ourselves, and I've spoken about it at length on here. Oh, well, okay. They're not recommending me anymore, but that's fine. It's okay. I'm being put under. They sent me a notice, but I was playing the video that I was talking about things. F1 in the chat, please. F1 in the chat. Sorry. For the next 10 minutes, we will just talk. I'll try not to play anything too much. F1 in the chat and blue, because they have just given me a warning now. TikTok just gave me a warning because we're speaking. There we go. There's no freedom of speech. Please go and support Citizen AY on Circle. Circle is a platform, it's an African platform. We're going to be moving ultimately. We saw what happened to African Stream. We've seen what they do. When we speak truth to power, such as we're doing, we are being told that we are breaking community guidelines. Please, what guidelines? Where are these guidelines when Africa has been exploited for over 300, 400 years? Tell me, where are these guidelines? Whereas, you know, these are the kind of things we're facing, but we'll carry on. So we will talk about this a little bit more now. So I need you to please share the broadcast, of course. We know what they're doing. So for the next 10 minutes, we'll talk about, you know, our culture, our clothes, our music, our dance, all of those things. That is what makes us African. And we should be proud of that. We need to embrace it. Our language, you know, èdè wa, ó mà lárin ni, ó mà lẹ́wà o, mo mà fẹ́ràn èdè wa o, mo fẹ́ràn èdè Yorùbá. Tí n bá ń gbọ́ táwọn èèyàn bá ń sọ Igbo, tó bá ń sọ Yorùbá, tó bá ń sọ Hausa, tó bá ń sọ oríṣiríṣi èdè, inú mi máa ń dùn. I'm just talking to you generally. We need to restore the pride in who we are as Africans. And it starts in our culture, our food, our dance, our language, you know, everything that we do, our spirituality. Embrace it, own it. These are what we're doing. You saw they're trying to, you know, minimize what we're doing, but we will carry on. So quickly, let me show you this. And it says here, sovereignty is a political concept that refers to a dominant power or supreme authority. In a monarchy, supreme power resides in the sovereign, such as a king or queen. In modern democracies, sovereign power rests with the people and is exercised through representative bodies such as Congress or Parliament. Now, So the key thing is that the people have the power. Now they can now direct the actions of their people, of those representatives. The problem is that the the so-called democracy that we have in Africa now does not, the representatives, they do not do the bidding of the people because they are puppets. And that is why we've been suffering. A land full of infinite wealth. We're the richest continent in the entire world, bar none. They know that. And they've been using this democracy and the shroud and the cover of democracy to loot our resources and put on top of us leaders, puppet leaders, that will be doing the bidding of those who have imposed this constitutions written in foreign languages on the people whilst exploiting our resources. And that's what we're trying to address. Every single African is a sovereign. We have to make sure we have got to connect that to us. Many of us, when you hear the word sovereign, thank you very much for the gift, Baba East. Thank you so much. When you hear the word sovereignty, many people will go, sovereign. I'm not a sovereign, no. We just, you are a sovereign. Your land, the resources in your land is what is being taken for over 500 years, and they're still taking. It is time that we benefit from this. It is time. Good afternoon, Baba Is. Thank you very much. So let me bring it. No, I'll bring you on. If you want to come on and speak, I welcome you. I'm sending you an invite. Vibe Master, let us hear from you. If you want to speak, Lukman, I'll add you as well. Because we want this to be, look, anybody, you are all welcome to speak on here. Your voice is relevant. No one person is above the other when it comes to African issues. We are all powerful. We have all got a voice. Rena, welcome, Rena. Thank you. We all have a voice, and it is important to use that voice. You see now what they've done to me now. I was going to play the next video. But guess what? Because I don't know what trigger word will be in that video, they might even just take this thing off air. And that is why we're saying support us on Circle. There's a platform called CIRCO, CIRCO, to help us reach more people, to help us get the information out there. Because we don't want to be censored when we're speaking truth to power. We're not preaching hate. We're here to encourage our people to know their rights. So Vibe Master, I'll send you an invite. I'll send Baba Is an invite, Lukman, Nunu, Rena, I've asked you to send me an invite if you do want to join, Rena. Okay. Welcome. One second. Okay. So please share. Okay. Let us go to Baba Is. You came first. Baba Is, welcome. What would you like to say, Baba Is? Baba Is, unmute and let's hear from you. Yeah. Baba Is, welcome. What would you like to say? Let's hear from you. Baba Is, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, you may be busy. I'm unmuting you, and I'd like you to say a few words. Welcome, my brother. Okay, whilst we are waiting, let us go to Lukman. Lukman, are you there? Can you speak? Lukman, can you say a few words? Welcome on board. Would you go ahead? Fantastic.
Hello.
Greetings. Yeah, greetings, my brother. What would you like to say? Welcome on board. Welcome.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Is the fact that...
Carry on. Oh, your network
is not working for us in Africa, so we need to rejig the system. It's not like we are doomed. Yeah, I know. My network is,
Okay, carry on, but don't worry. Yeah. Carry on.
Hello.
Carry on. I'm hearing you. Go ahead. We're hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, it's not like we are doomed in Africa, for our system not to be working. It is because the way, we should look in. and look for something, that would work for us. Certainly, democracy is not for us, and it will never be for us. So we should rejig and look for something that will work for us. This is the best continent in the whole world. The whole world in terms of everything. It is so they are not accepting it to work. That's the reason why they introduced to us, democracy. By the looks of things, let everybody just go and do the assignment themselves and look at it. Why are they?
It's okay, network. We can hear you. Carry on.
Kind of sanction and said, you must do this, you must do that. No, it's not working for us. It's not. So it's high time we think for ourselves and, do something for ourselves. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you. Lukman, it's the first time you're speaking on this platform. Great comment. Thank you. I'm really grateful for your comments. Hang on. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. 1 second. Okay, I'll drop you. 1 minute. Oh gosh. Hello? Okay, that's gone off. So sorry about that. Sorry, Lukman. I'll bring you back in. Shortly, Lukman. There was something with your network and I had to really drop you there quickly. I didn't want it to affect things. So Lukman, send me an invite, Lukman. I'll bring you back in. History. Yeah, I'll bring you back. Accepted. Okay. They're not able to join me at the minute. Lukman, send me back an invite. Whilst we're waiting for Lukman, Baba Is, are you able to speak? Welcome on board. Lukman, okay, good. Okay. So Baba Is, are you there?
Good afternoon, my brother. Good afternoon. As always, yes, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a bit of noise, background noise coming out.
I'm taking them out. Yeah, I hear you. Yes, go ahead. Whoa.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's TikTok is turning a bit funny now because they're just complaining about.
Carry on.
Practice or filter what you're broadcasting or showing, simply because what you're showing or what you're talking about.
Network issue. Carry on. They don't want this to work, obviously.
Africa, the same thing.
Okay, go back again. Okay, we're trying to bring Lukman, come back again. Lukman, come back. Okay, carry on.
Encouraging or promoting other agendas, worse and even more incriminating than what we are talking about, what Africa Stream was streaming of. If Blinken reckons what Africa Stream was streaming or showing the world was false and made up, they should be suing Africa Stream, taking them to court and charging them money. You know what I mean? It's like you said, we people are brand on platforms because TikTok, according to sources, is the only app, one of the few apps that's supporting the boom, boom, boom. What's happening around? I won't even mention the name of the country. So they support it. So it's just a money-making machine. So we, like I said, we have to create how we can show rewrite our story. And like we said back home, like you said, we have to start talking our own languages, like Swahili. Our weakness is leadership. And that leadership extends poor and puppet leaders who are planted there for the West. And still now they carry on doing the work for the West. Let's take the ECOWAS, for instance. Why is ECOWAS not supporting Mr. Traore? Why ECOWAS not supporting the Sahel? If I were any country, we will all be dissolve ECOWAS and everybody join the Sahel. And we start from there, having Pan-African leaders, those people, both sons and daughters of Africa, who have who have the interests of Africa at heart, not the interests of the colonial masters. Ban all colonial languages as our official languages. You cannot be setting yourself free or wanting to call yourself free if you are still speaking the colonial master's language. Therefore, the colonial master's language needs to be replaced by local languages, i.e. Swahili, or any chosen majority language that's spoken in any country, and undo all their so-called borders, because those borders were put there. Those borders were put there to facilitate their colonial mastering and dictatorship, our so-called colonies. We are not part of the Commonwealth because the wealth is not common. The wealth is not common. Yes, the Commonwealth is just, that's why Britain got out of the EU or the European Union, because they don't want to be in a group where they feel dominated. They want to be part of a group that they can all dominate everybody. So we're not part of the Commonwealth. Democracy is fake. It's a fake system made to make the 1%, the richer, richer, the rich, richer, and the poor, poorer. And it's not working for us, Africa. And if you, the best of democracy.
Network, we'll wait for him. It's a network issue, but he'll be back. Go ahead.
Paso, and Mali, and in Niger, because now they're looking after their people. They're trying to develop, they're looking after number one, and then zip.
It's okay, network, but we can hear you. Go ahead.
Place them. This coming election, before 2030, we want to see half of Africa, 50% of Africa, all the leaders be replaced. We don't care about their age, but many of them to be replaced by Pan-African leaders. Then we start from the
exactly.
Get rid of all the military bases. They are banked, the United Nations, we don't trust the United Nations, IMF, we don't trust them. The NGOs, so many NGOs are thieves.
Yeah.
Why is the wars and everything going on? Insurgencies in Niger. It's all been the NATO and the EU, America. What is his name again? The guy who wants to.
Network issue, but we can hear you. We've got network issues, but just bear with us. We know what they're doing. We know the game, but we carry on.
Africans cannot.
Carry on. Yeah, go ahead. I know, just bear with me, please, guys. We are following what he's saying. Just get the sense of what he's saying here. He's talking about the banks, the NGOs, everything is against us. We need to really fix it.
Propagated and facilitated by our leaders.
Yes, you're right. Baba East, thank you so much for those great words. We know the network is giving us problems. But we hear you. We hear what you said. Thank you. 1 second, I'll come back to you. Let me go to Lukman. I'll come back to you. Thank you so much. So let me. Okay. 1 second, please. Baba Lukman, are you there? So. Thank you. So it's like you said, we cannot trust the democracy, the banks, the NGOs, the military bases. They have all got to. This is our continent, and we need to really work for our people. This is not about hate. It's about now saying the time is now for Africa to stand up and actually do the things we need to do. We are totally independent, and we must express that independence by carrying out governance to support our people. Baba, Lukman, go ahead. Let's hear from you. Welcome back. Lukman, go ahead. I think we're having 1 or 2 network issues, but it's okay. I'll carry on for the meantime. Grace, I'm sending you an invite. Grace, do you want to join me? And I'll bring others on. Reina, if you're there as well, I'm showing you an invite. There's some network issues in 1 or 2 places that I've seen. So, but it's okay. It's not a problem. What we will do is we want to try and make sure that we continue with this discussion and bring as many people on, because it is very important, the work we're doing. Mark, I'll bring Mark. I don't know if Mark, Vibe Master, I'm sending you an invite, and I'll bring my brother Fresh TV Bermuda as well. Carmen Briscoe. I'll add anybody that can speak for a few minutes. We are all important in this, and I need you to understand that your views matter. Your views really do count. Oh, Fresh TV Bermuda, greetings, my brother. Greetings, greetings, greetings. It's a pleasure to have you here. What would you like to say? It's a pleasure having you here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Blessed love. Yes, peace to all.
Peace, peace. Go ahead.
What's the topic today?
Yeah, today we are talking about exercising our sovereignty, showing examples of how we can exercise our sovereignty collectively on the African continent.
Okay. I'll listen.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, great. Yeah, it's a pleasure. If you do have suggestions about it, of course, we welcome that, because we really want our people on the African continent to begin to exercise their powers of sovereignty, to hold their governors to account, and begin to get the benefit of the resources, rightly so, that is beneath our feet, to improve our lives on the African continent. So that is really what we are trying to encourage, and encourage people to stand up for those rights, right from within their communities, from in the villages into the towns, into the cities, so that people can actually hold their governors to account. This is something that we want people to get used to doing, as normal, and that is what we're trying to really, put in place. Let me see. 1 minute, please. 1 second. I want to just test something. Oh, okay, it's me here. Okay, we will just decline that one. Okay, that's fine. So that's where we are. But I'll come back to you. Fresh TV. Let's crack on. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah. So hello. Yes. What do you say?
I guess I would like to even just continue to encourage us to think about the diaspora. I think we must be more inclusive when we speak about who we are as melanin people, and not put that border up of the borders which were created to keep us apart, right? It's these names that we keep, we are all Alkebulan with different cultures, but our principles and values still come from the same root. Our challenges might be different physically, but mentally and spiritually we're up against the same thing. From east to west, from north to south, because of this commonality of our melanation. So this is what binds us, this is what unites us, this is what should be uniting us. And we must put aside the differences in order for us to collectively solve our innate problems, systemic problems, right? And so I humbly submit, when that we're here to solve, because some of us are ahead of the game, not being better, but because of what we've experienced where we are. Some of us are gonna catch up at some point, because colonization is the same everywhere it is.
True.
And it has enforced everything everywhere it is, that is enforced on everywhere it is, right? So there's no difference of what Alkebulan is going through as opposed to what I'm going through in Bermuda, right? What you're going through in Nigeria, what they're going through in Europe, it's all the same. We just have different applications that we've got to solve. But I say that, and I don't use the word but very lightly. So we must negate this fact of our separation due to geographical location, and look at the systemic, mind-bending craziness that colonization, capitalism, chattelism has placed on us. And I rest there so that we can not disenfranchise our thinking with our problem solving for each other. So whatever I can lend to you is going to be based off my experience where I am. I don't have to be there. I don't even have to return there. What I have to do is have a heart for you. I know need to be uplifted just like I need to be uplifted.
Absolutely.
So with that, Elder, citizen, I rest and humbly submit. There's that thinking.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Thank you. I like the way you put it. I really, you see, when people makes a very reasoned discussion and argument about things and put it forward, an idea forward, and it actually makes sense, one can't help but to agree with it. And I agree with you. I agree with you that we should perhaps expand it to cover, not only Africa in terms of this sovereignty thing, but the whole of, where melanated people, not perhaps, we should, melanated people around the world, around the globe, because that is what has been going on. The global south is under constant oppression, and that is because of, by dint of the fact of the exploitation of their resources by the colonial system that is currently in place right now. So what we do want to say, and I would say that, is to encourage our people to actually, let me mute you there because I'm hearing echo, is to encourage our people to stand up for their rights and exercise that sovereignty wherever they might be. Very, very relevant, and that also includes by extension Africa, because in Africa we want our people to be able to do that in their land right now. Many people there are cities. I've got people who have called in. They've got literally oil well beneath their communities, and they are not benefiting from that oil well because they are not able to. They've been prevented from knowing, one, that they're sovereigns in their land, and be able to exercise that power of sovereignty. And that is why we are encouraging that. Certainly, when we talk about this, I will just make this clear. We want it to be understood that when we're talking about sovereignty in Africa, we're not saying it's exclusively for Africa alone. We're just saying in this instance, currently, we do want Africans to know how to use those powers. And that is something that we need to do. We need people to take on. And also, if you are in diaspora and you are experiencing the same thing, we also equally want you to be able to exercise your powers of sovereignty and hold your governance to account. But I think it's a really, really important point that you raised there. And we have to understand the damage. Oh, Gloria, welcome. Let me bring Gloria on board. So I want to add her. Thank you so much, Gloria. Thank you for the gift. And those of you watching, continue to share, continue to raise awareness. Now, I am not too sure if I want to play any more video because we've seen examples of what TikTok are doing. Whatever comes out in that video, they seem to want to criticize and say whatever. Gloria, welcome. What would you like to say? Let's hear from you. Welcome on board. We are talking about how people can use their sovereignty locally and begin to hold their government to account. That's the topic. And we've talked about Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, how they are using those powers, those same powers, and how it's benefiting them. So I wondered if you wanted to chip in on that area. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I greet everybody here. Citizen, thank you so much for this platform.
Thank you.
This really is so educative. Whatever you do here, if I go back deep in the village and look exactly what we say here, it's happening back then, It's only that people who are staying within towns are still going through some other sort of things that need to be solved. But I believe people in the village, great deep there, because there even you will not even find network. You go with a phone, you just remain with a phone, no network, no nothing, completely. Even if you have Wi-Fi 5 GB, you even find there is no electricity to charge your phone. So you just go, you and the nature. And that's the life that
they live.
I appreciate them for keeping it that way. But if you look at us within the town areas, things are not keeping up. Things are not the same. It's a bit of challenges. There are a bit of challenges. There are a bit of this and that, running up and down, battling with the government, which is okay. Everybody does that. Every country people are doing the same thing. Recently, I've been in the village. I've seen a lot of progress, really. Like people are now waking up. There's too much of planting trees there right now. If you look at in my village, you go house by houses, but everywhere looks so green. People are not like the way they used to be, you know. And I really appreciate them for doing that.
Fantastic.
We still have some hope somewhere that they're doing great job.
Wow.
Even in the fight that we are dealing with in the town areas, that one it needs people to come together, because if the government keep bringing and these things keep getting out of hand, it can't make any difference. You know, people need to be together. There's hope somewhere. Majority of people that dwells within town areas, they have villages that they also come from. And in their villages, you find it's doing much better than the town areas. But sometimes we say, if you're not doing anything within town areas, go back to the village, go dig. That's the best way, rather than just sitting, sleeping, doing nothing, waiting. Go back there and try doing something. And in that, people are doing it. There's this one thing I wanted to share with you last time. In my village, people have given up on government. They have completely given up. They have now started these things on their own. They are building school by their own hands. They're building roads with their own hands. They're building even whatever they want with their own hands. They come together as a group. Last time when I went, they asked me to go and cover up some of them doing road work. They asked the government to do it in like 8 years back, but they came together and they still do it in 2 days. They put up the good road even better than the government would have done it. And I really appreciate that. That shows that people have now gone, they're no longer putting their interest in that. People are now saying, let's do it on our own. And there's one thing I've also seen that it's happening in the area. You know, people are just now volunteering themselves. You find somebody who is a teacher volunteering to teach those kids. You find somebody, and some people who stay abroad, they're still doing amazing job. They no longer stay within towns area. They go back deep in that village to make sure that those children have gotten fed. And that is so good. I really appreciate everybody that are putting those hands into those things. It's not easy to deal with. It's not easy to ship the container from wherever they had to those local villages. It's not easy. It's require lots of money. And also to build like schools, to build hotels, to build to build hospital with your own money that you have worked for abroad for 20 years or 15 or 10 or 5. It's not easy. You know, it's not easy. Those people are really doing amazing. They lived the country, they thought that we will go and make something good out of it, and we will come back and build something for the people. And that is the best idea. But rather, I would love to encourage our fellow people back here at home that wherever these people bring this kind of opportunity, we don't need to take it for granted. There are also people, human beings like us. We don't need to look like they're doing so much well, you know. Because I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. Somebody come back home, built a school, instead for the citizen or the local people to maintain it or to work for it. They bring this arrogancy, they bring this type of things where somebody who is abroad, who worked hard, who did so much stuff, will even feel to the extent of giving up, you know. They don't consider like that doing with energy as well. They thought that if they go there, they just pick the money from the tree and they bring it back home. It's not like that. I know everybody is working hard to make sure Africa is great, but we, the people at home, we have to make sure that we maintain whatever they're bringing at home. Yes.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will add later.
Yeah. See, Gloria is always on point. She speaks, she's like Mother Africa. She speaks from the heart. She speaks from here and about the community, and she's on soil. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. Gloria, thank you very much. Gloria is a great African woman. She speaks, you know, it's like she's speaking for the whole of Africa. She's on ground. She knows what is going on, and she actually connects. The connection between our local communities on ground, our villages and towns and everything is so important. And she broke that. She explained that really well. People are grateful when they get their help from abroad, and also we have to be wary of all of those so-called those NGOs and things. They really have something else in mind. It's all for show, like I said. But the real people who have families back home, who are actually going to communities, they know it is important to actually have that connection in place, like Gloria is saying. And it is important that all of us understand that is the key to actually freeing ourselves from this bondage. It's not about money. I say it, money is really an illusion. Money is a way in which they extract our resources on the cheap. Because our people are often not aware of what has been done by the system to actually, you know, trick them into believing that what they're doing is for their benefit, when in actual fact the benefit is all being sucked out of the economy of their own community and out of the nation, and they are impoverished. You know, so it's about the re-educating the mind of the people about sovereignty, again in local languages. Let me just touch on what TV Bermuda just said. He said something and I wanted to touch on that about the constitution. I'm going to read that again. It's in simple terms. What is sovereignty in simple terms? It says sovereignty is a political concept that refers to a dominant power or supreme authority. In a monarchy, supreme power resides in the sovereign, such as a king or queen. In modern democracies, sovereign power rests with the people and is exercised through representative bodies such as Congress or Parliament. Again, this is really relevant and important point to make. We call sovereigns Oba Alashe in Yoruba language, so that you know that as a sovereign over your land, you have authority. And finally, you have Agbara, power. So the expression of those keywords in our languages is vital. So God, because the thing is that our people never connect sovereignty to themselves. They don't. Because of the colonial brainwashing, they see sovereignty outside of themselves, outside of their community, but it's actually in your community. The oil, the gold, the diamond, everything in your soil represents, represents the fact that you are a sovereign, because you are in control of something of value. Whatever that value is, it is of value. But what has been happening is that those who come in, they recognize the value, they don't want you to know it, they take away from you and make you believe that, oh, they are the ones doing this for you. So we are trying to change that mentality. And that is why, like my brother Baba Is said, we need to make sure that our people, they know, they acquire knowledge, principally via their own local languages, their own mother tongue. That way, they are connected to that soil. They know what is their right. They're able to stand up for those rights. So we're talking about that, and we're connecting that to what you see the Burkina Faso people do. Let me play another video. I will risk it. They may block it. We've not done anything for the last 10 minutes. I've not seen them talk about anything else now about us doing something wrong. So maybe we'll be clear of that. We don't want to, of course, we don't use, that's why you don't see me using words like pew pew. I use words like pew pew, and I say terror or something like that, but I don't want to use GUN or anything like that. So, but what we are trying to do here today is to really make us know that in our communities right now, we have the power to free our people. And again, I stated, the only way we can get true freedom and true and to express our freedom is through active participation in our local governance. When we participate locally, collectively, we can begin to do. Do you know that even by the people not even waiting for the government to fix their roads and they're coming together, they are exercising that sovereignty right there, and then they're fixing the things to make it work for them. But further, the step further is to actually begin to demand that the resources in their community is actually used for their benefit, and that is where they need to know what they're doing in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger is important. Let me play another video on that. Where is it now? If I can find it for you. So let me see. I don't know if they will let me do this. So what's that one? Okay, so here, this is in Nigeria. I'll play that again. Let us hear what they say. They may not like it, but we will try anyway. They may not like it, but we'll try. So
je suis venu ici pour manifester pour le départ des troupes françaises au Niger. C'est ça que je suis venu manifester aujourd'hui, madame. Et il faut qu'il nous entende. Je sais qu'il nous entend. Chaque jour, les gens viennent ici, les gens souffrent. Et la FED a augmenté encore leurs sanctions. On est là, on va résister jusqu'à la mort. C'est pour ça. Sar soje kan goyar labora imiyenga labora in subara in sindi bona in jirgir no yen labo in subara inir izaiwi inir babaiwi inir beraiwi in sindi muradu.
So yeah, so greetings greetings Joby, thank you. I was showing you that to make we're talking about how people are exercising their powers, how people can exercise their powers of sovereignty, and we're showing Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger as examples. And as you saw there, the people of the people are speaking up from their communities and saying we don't want the French. That's exactly what we want to see across the whole of Africa, for the people of Africa to speak up. Not only Africa, other places as well. So let's have your thoughts. Greetings, Joby.
But the only problem The only problem with that is that France has now. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. The only problem with that now is that France has moved to, even though they've been kicked out of the Sahel region, they haven't left. Even though they were told to leave the continent, they haven't left. They're now gone to Ghana and Kenya, and that is very worrying because this is what they do. They infiltrate and they go for the weakest link and then have them turn against each other, and their tactics haven't changed. They're still there, and now they've moved on to another part of Africa, which is quite sad to see.
Yeah.
That Ghana and Kenya didn't just tell them to go on their way. It's quite worrying because they're making their plans, and I don't think Africa is ready, unfortunately, because the only language these people understand is military, and when you're weak is when they come. So, yeah, I do think we do need to have a defense, be able to defend on that continent. And I don't know if they have that capacity at present.
Good point. I will only say, the one thing I will say is that if we look at what is happening in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger now, they are doing an alliance that we have never seen before on the African continent. Never. And they have never been, nobody has actually ever said, you know what, France, we want you to leave, and actually backed it up. No African country has been able to do that. So that is the first step. That is something that is like incredible for us, and we need to support that. But of course, you're right. We need to build more of that. We need to see more of that in places like in Kenya, in in Ghana, even in Nigeria. I mean, the Nigerian president has just been going to France. What is he doing in France when we are saying that France is actually the genesis of many of the problems on the African continent by dint of the fact that they are taking away our resources and paying peanuts for it? So we do have to ask those questions. But again, ultimately, I think it is making sure that our people know those powers. I mean, the people of Burkina Faso, they have done something incredible. The people of Niger, something incredible. And likewise, Niger, Mali, that they actually came out and they said, whatever it's going to take, we are saying this. And they could see, the French could see that the voice of the people and the voice of the government is one and the same. And I think that is where we need to get to going forward. But you're right, Joby. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
That they've done that in the Sahel region because they've shown unity and how it can be done. So they've shown how to do it, which is very good. My only concern is that by doing what they have, which has never been done before, is where the West now will ramp up. They will ramp up the attacks and the chaos and the disruption on the continent because they won't go quietly, especially the UK, the British, who own so much out there on the continent. They won't give up the continent very easily, is my concern. And this is why in the UK they're telling us to get ready, have our survival kits ready in your homes, and trying to enlist and recruit soldiers. They are planning because they've not been able to survive. They know they need Africa. For them to stay wealthy, they need to keep African people down. So I would be concerned, and I do think the continent needs to get ready and be able to, just protect and defend themselves.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a very, very good point. You raise a good point there, and we're saying that, and that's why we keep coming up to this programs like this. I actually believe that the continent is ready for that change, by the fact that the three, the Trinity, have actually stood up, and they are impenetrable, and nobody can actually shift them. And they've been, for 2 years, they've kept maintained this for 2 years. This is something we need to really support, and this time that support has to come now from neighboring countries, like even from Ghana, from the Ivory Coast, from Togo, from Chad, from to begin to join that movement, because that is the only way forward. If we allow the colonials to dictate everything again, then they're going to suck us all back in, and we are going to be the coming generation will be going through the same kind of enslavement that many of us went through, not even knowing. And that is what we are trying to break the back of this time. We do that. Momentum is with the AES. It is with them, and a lot of people are always sharing things about the AES and talk about them, and actually raise that awareness in our communities, and that is something great to see. So we mustn't give up hope. We can't. But what we do is to make sure that they raise awareness. Yeah, go ahead, Joby. I'll come back to you. Thank you. Go ahead.
You know what you guys are talking about, huh? It's really what Joby has just said. It's something so touching, okay?
It is,
and we know that already. But Africa, we have this mentality that let them work hard, we don't care. Let them continue doing what we don't care. The moment anything clinks into it, you will see them raising the flag for Russia. Russia, we need you. Russia, we need you. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Like that. The moment Russia gets off again, you will see them waving the flag for British. British, we need you. We need you. That is Africa. This issue of that, let me plan for our soldiers, let me plan for what. You see, I'm giving you an example. Recently, what happened in Kenya about those up and down protests, okay? There were some grown-up men, good people, okay? Talking to people about, you can do this, you can do that, huh? We will go there, we'll make sure that they deserve, they get the test of what they are asking for. The moment they reached State House, they started discussing about Donald Trump. This one will win. That one will win. They forgot about people who were fighting down here. This one did that. And it ended up like that. So when these people came back, what have you discussed there? Nothing. Completely nothing. They started giving people, you better work hard. You know this life. These British people. Right now, I'm talking to you people here. Indians are asking the government to be the citizens in Uganda and Kenya to form their clan there. As Indian, not like from now Indian, like Indian African Indian.
Yes, I know.
Imagine.
I know it's
imagine. You're like, no.
Yeah.
You wake up with drama. Today this one have drama. Tomorrow the other one crying. To the next day the other one crying. So, if you take a look at what happened somewhere back in Uganda, whereby the president Idi Amin told the Indians to leave Uganda.
Yes.
They left Uganda, but they came back recently to claim their land, to claim their homes, to claim whatever that president took from them. Guess what? They won the court. They got their assets back. Now, tell me, what kind of government will support the youth that you African people, this is your land, this is your what? Yet, the one that we are suffering from they cannot take care of them. They're just busy whipping their boom boom. You got to, no. If Russia doesn't want, let me tell tell you one thing. Right now, American people, they don't have any connection of doing anything in Africa. Except if you're willing to come to Africa and do your business on your, they don't give any contract to an American person. The contract is given to Chinese. The Chinese or the Indians or what? Why?
Yeah, and
At
this
some point you will ask yourself, are these people not being a problem in Africa? They are the one being a problem, bringing the problem in Africa. But at the other hand, American people, we take them like their brothers, the black people. Why not use them? Why you neglect the children of your ancestors and use somebody that you don't even know the interest, the purpose of them? You see, when the Chinese are doing contract, they come to work. One Chinese will bring the entire family from their country to come and stay here permanently. Most especially where there is snakes, swampy areas, where there is snails, where there is this, where there is that, where there is food, wherever I might look to them like food, you'll find that area no longer looks like swamp area. You'll find that area looks like a Mexican city. Only one man bring the entire family, the entire village, but the government doesn't say anything. But when a regular man from that country try to dig the land, or say, let me plant my plantain, or let me plant this in that swamp area, the government will look at them like the bad people. They will say, you people, you want to destroy the swamp, you want to get out. Even though you see, in Africa, there's this land where our ancestors got. You get the land straight to the swamp, from up straight to the swamp. But that one, government said the swamps are for government. The government are for Chinese. Now, where do we run from? Where do we run for? You borrowed China, you use China. If China doesn't want you, dump them, you run to Russia. You use Russia, your friend is still using China. Your neighbor is still using China. You now dump China. You're now going to Russia. The other neighbor have used Russia, they have dumped Russia, they have now gone to America. So now, that's the problem we have in Africa. And it will not it will not be done anytime soon. Using people, they dumped you. They use this one, they dumped you.
Gloria, what do you suggest that we can be? What do you think can be done? What do you think is the solution to this problem?
Sometimes I feel like the new leaders will do something good. There are some other people that really, really, really would fight for Africa for the betterness. When they're talking, when they're campaigning, they sound so good. I feel like if we are to start giving those kind of people opportunity, to at least for once go there and try to say whatever, to complete whatever they're talking about, maybe it will be good. Because if we say we will continue like
this,
running up and down, it's a good idea. It's good when the government is leaving for good. That one I will support 100%. If we come to like today that we're going to remove this government and let the government go for good, that one is fine. But if the government is staying there, that you people go fight again tomorrow, we'll go fight again tomorrow, let the government, it will not bring any change because the same snake is still there.
In other words, what you're saying is that we need to be powerful enough to actually hold them to account, make them face consequences, move them on, then we can trust the system that we create. Well, because if they are still there now, nothing has changed. Is that correct?
Exactly. We just want them to, like, we if you're protesting, we protest so that you go for good. Don't
Protesting doesn't work though, neither does democracy. The protesting and democracy does not work in Africa. It's all set up by the West, and they manipulate who they put in power. And the protest doesn't work because they'll just get shot at and arrested. You need to have a peaceful coup like they did in the Sahel region and just remove them. Give them a week to pack their bags and get out of the office. If they're not serving the people, they need to go. You have to remove them. Just remove them. Give them notice and remove them. That's it.
Okay, very good point. Very good point, Joe B. I think that is very, very important point to make there, to reiterate that point about making sure that we have to empower those who are able to make that change, because that's what happened in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and in Niger. And if you notice, it was all planned together. They did that in the same time, in the same, in the same area. That window of opportunity came, and they took it, and now we're seeing what's happening, and that's brilliant. Greetings, Linda.
I don't even think the opportunity came. They just took charge.
They took yes.
Said they had enough.
Yes, they did. Yes. Okay. Go ahead, fresh TV. Then I'll go to Peace Africa. Go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you, Gloria.
I think we have to examine the root of how our brother Chore really got the movement, right? So if we say how do we do it, then we have to look at the seeds of how he begun. And so he had to have a consensus within the military to actually then make the coup d'etat happen. So so we have to be interested in the conversation, because his conversation to be the person that they will follow into this unknown water, right? With trust, with faith, with the heart, right? And so it will be good to hear the very first speech and how he managed to circulate information in secret, but get across an entire army. So it had to be each one reach one, pass along, trust one. And you could bet maybe not everybody was even trusted. Maybe somebody even had to get killed.
Unalive.
Right? So we have
say
to
unalive because
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Right.
Unalived. My bad. Sorry, TikTok. I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
They'll hear my apology. Right, unalived, right? So with that, let's look at what Sister Apongyo Gloria said in the beginning. She said there is this village, and this village turned their back on the government. This is what has to happen as a mindset first. First, you have to make up your mind that there's nobody else going to save you besides yourself. This is your sovereignty. This is your sovereignty. So then when you realize that, there are other people that are going to say the same thing, and then you have the collective thinking process. And the knowing of who you are helps to make that in action. So you say, we all agree. Here are the principles and values that align us, that give us the heart to do what we must do for ourselves and others. So the conversation is all here. We've all mentioned the pieces. We must consolidate these things. And that's why I've asked our sister Gloria, I would like to see this village. I would like to know this village. I would like to talk to somebody from the village, because the collective piece of action has to begin with the collective piece of thought.
Sure. Yes.
And so this is my little piece here on Brother Chore, because we have to go to the root of the conversation, align the principles and values, move that into a rites of passage. That means we can't let nobody else in unless they agree with these principles and values. And they attuned themselves to being committed to something greater than just the present. I rest.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I like that because it's actually we're tracing the steps on something that worked and then trying to get the fundamentals around that and then move forward with that and replicate it. Very good point. Joe, thank you. I'll come back to you 1 second. Let me quickly go to Peace Africa. Yeah, Joe, Peace Africa, go ahead. Listen from you. Go ahead.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks. Good, thanks. We're good,
I
thanks.
hope you're okay. I hope.
Good to hear from you.
Yes. I'm sorry, citizens have not been active so much. I've been down, but now I'm up.
Oh.
I'm at the top now of my notch. So
good. Welcome
the
back.
activities are going on. Yeah.
Welcome back.
My name is Wes Manuel. I work with Peace African Hope Organization in the DRC, helping the displaced people with food and necessities. Yeah, I feel like there's an echo.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been hearing. I came in when my sister Oponyo was speaking. Later on, Fresh Vibers came in, and JOB. I liked the contribution. I will start from what Oponyo was saying. It's true. The colonial states have started manipulating the African culture by introducing their own people with their own minds of culture into Africa. He talked about the Indians requesting to join and be called community members of Uganda and Kenya. It is true. But you won't be surprised that at the same time, we have white supremacists asking for their own country in South Africa. Now, what does this teach you? This teaches you that the doctrine of undermining African culture did not stop.
No.
The neo-colonialism comes in different formats. There's something called cultural colonialism, whereby the divergent cultures are immersed in your culture to dilute it. In this way, you will have no sense of directions because you'll be overwhelmed by the new cultures. Now we already have the Western culture disturbing our minds. We are here, they've introduced gay rights. We are here, they are introducing new foods. We are here, they're introducing new formats of economy that are not in our culture. Now, they are introducing the best way to suppress us is bringing their cultures here. Now, we all know at the beginning of colonizing Africa, India came here first. The Indians and the Persians. And when the Indians now request to be accommodated as tribes and citizens in Africa, what do you expect next? The colonial masters will also say, we have been here for all this long. We need to be recognized as well as citizens in these countries. This is the new format of pushing the propagandas. If you see in Kenya right now, and Tanzania, South Africa, they are suffering from the Adani corruption saga. Now, he's an Indian owning almost every franchise in Uganda, in Kenya, in Tanzania, whereby they are controlling the ports. So that means they control the economy. They are controlling the NSSF. Yes? The money for retirement. They are controlling the medicine. And now the
And
since they've taken
the entire Lake Victoria.
you see, now they on top of that, they are introducing now the culture of the West, GMO seeds, and then the way of farming whereby we are just fed chemicals instead of natural food. This drives us to colonialism itself, and there will be no any other colonialism that is in Africa than what we are facing right now. When Idi Amin came into power, he seized power, led a coup, just like Ibrahim Traore, just like Assimi Goïta and General Acheni. He promoted the interests of his people in Uganda, just like the three in Sahel are doing. He made developments in Africa that did not only benefit Uganda, but the entire Africa. He made, you see, currently the road networks you see in Uganda were all developed by Idi Amin. The schools you see, they are building community schools that are there, government schools, were built by Idi Amin and Obote. The current structure you see that governments are having right now, are doing the administrational work there in Uganda, were built by Idi Amin. By Idi Amin, Uganda did not have any loan from anywhere. But look at the coming of the president of the president of Uganda.
Yeah.
Uganda has crossed even the bar, same as Kenya right now. What does it show you? The leaders we have are not in power as leaders, but they are in as an economical business. It is an economical income now.
Yeah.
Politics is an economical. Yeah, it is an economical income and it is a business. Right now, they've made it impossible for a common man with ideologies and ideas of development to be a political leader, to lead success to their countries. Why? They've made it monetary that whoever comes in power has to first spend some money to prove that he's capable. Now, it has escaped the level of integrity, but they are measuring the level of integrity to the amount you have and the amount you're willing to spend, which is very wrong.
Very wrong. Very, very wrong.
Now, the Apone, I would like to correct you somewhere. You said that Idi Amin confiscated the properties of the Indians. He sent them away because they were holding 95% of the Ugandan economy. Yet they are taking that money out of Uganda. He told them, please, let us develop Uganda together. Keep this money here, you also stay here. Those who refused, he gave them 90 days to go. But before they left, he vaccinated them for flu, he vaccinated them malaria, he even gave them repatriation 2 times the properties they had in Uganda. You hear me?
Yes, yes.
He vaccinated them.
I'm going to have to look at it. Wow.
Gave them treatment, gave them transport, gave them repatriation, paid them for their properties that they've left in Uganda. So this propaganda of saying that Idi Amin was a dictator, he was not. The next move he did, he was to limit the interactions and hypocrisy of the West with Uganda. When they would say something today, tomorrow they are on another chapter. He said, please, I cannot manage to deal with you like this. He moved to another side. He started his relationships with Russia by then and Germany, which was by then at war with, not on good terms with Israel and Britain and America. And we well know that if there is a weapon that USA, Israel, Britain use is turning one into a boogeyman before they come for you. They brand you names, they call you what you are not,
And
they
then-
make sure they preach the world that you are a dictator. Just like France is doing now with
Okay.
the three generals we see there right now. Now, as Africans, we should learn. Learn one thing. I one time asked you citizens, if you were given the same power, ability to do what the three did, what would you do that is contrary to what they are doing now?
No.
What was your answer, sir?
I said no, I won't change a thing. I will do what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing.
You see? Now, when...
Oh, network. Hello, are you there? Oh, network has played havoc on it. Very important point that was raised in there. Yeah, I think it is really important that we really redouble our efforts, and we have to look. The West they're not going to help us in this process. They're not going to give us any oomph. We have to generate our own support system from within, and we have to build on that support system, and by bringing people in from all areas and nurturing that power base. Because if we don't, Zach is going to be here. Okay, if we don't, what will happen is that we're going to get sucked into this thing again, into that vicious cycle that we want to stop. So welcome, Zach. 1 second. So I agree with Joe. We need to be very aware that this the Western system would come. They are coming. In fact, they're coming all out for us. They're coming out like this. That no way. This is where we eat, and we cannot let that stop. We cannot afford to let Africa rise. But they're wrong. We have to prove to them that they're wrong. We will thrive, and when we are thriving, when we have something extra to give, we will give. They cannot be taken from us. We need to put that marker down. We have to put that marker down as Africans on the African continent. So that's why we must not, under any circumstances, relent in our thinking of coming up with solutions. I mean, the idea that the Indians got compensation when they left, and now they are getting the land again. This is something that we need to look at, and whoever in government, they should be made aware of this. If we can find evidence, we need that. Yeah, we need.
Citizen,
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
wanted to say something
Go ahead.
very small. No? You see, if we African people, like we come together, it will be easy for us to fight these kind of things we are talking about. These people are no longer needed in the West Africa, okay? But they're living comfortable in East Africa. Nobody is waking them up. Nobody is saying anything that tackles them that leave the country. Nobody. French left Burkina Faso. French didn't go back to Burkina Faso. French went straight where they always stay in Burundi. They're living there freely. They're continuing to money. Let me not even open my mouth to say much about it.
No, but it's true. It's true. We have to.
share with you some of the stuff that's happening there.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Right now in Burundi, there used to be a mobile telecommunication that was run by a Burundian citizen. But these people have bought it. You will never find any network again in Burundi. Burundi was much better when the telecommunication was under that guy. But now, nothing. People are living in the dark. To trade a single dollar, it's called a black market. You have to go by Congo, you go by Rwanda, you get that dollar. Otherwise, you will not get. Because it's the money, the currency is so low, too low. But they will never Even to appear, the president to appear in other presidential meetings like Greek, like they are never anywhere. You know why? Because they are being controlled. Those people are still under slavery. We are here talking that Ibrahim did great. If Burundian people were to come out and say, look, Burkina Faso have decided to take away French from our land, from their land. Let's also stand with Burkina Faso, because those are countries that always attained with the French. The French people will never go where they speak English in that country. They will go where they speak French. If these French people were to boycott these French for good, it would have been good. But now French leaving Burkina Faso, going to Burundi to stay there, let me not talk about it too much.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. So they are moving, they are trying to move, like Joby said. Joby talked about that they're moving from Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali to places where they can control Kenya, Ghana, even Nigeria. And you mentioned Burundi now. I just looked up Burundi. And it said, let me just put it. It said Burundi has resources of copper, cobalt, nickel, feldspar, phosphate, rock, quartzites, rare reserves of uranium, and vanadium. These are valuable resources. Again, people are capable, and greetings. These are things that people are not aware of, and we need to be making sure that we track the movement of the colonials on our continent. We have to track their movement and make the people in those areas aware. Look, they were kicked away from Burkina Faso. They are in Burundi now because they want to try and put their claws in. Your resources, it is yours. Uranium, you see? Look at it. Look, I'm showing you. Uranium. The reason why they are afraid, they've got uranium in Burundi. That is what they are after. And this is why programs like this is so important, that we share information like this. It is very, very important that we... Yes, my sister, go ahead.
One thing I will... You see Burundi. Burundi and Congo are the same people. Burundi and Congo have the same resources like Congo. But Burundi will never come out and say we have resources. But Burundi and Congo, there's some business that their friendship, because they are French-speaking countries, okay? Their friendship, it's always like 1-2, 1-2. But to get to for Burundian to get to Congo, they have to pass by Rwanda. That's the only route left for them. They have to pass by that. But otherwise not. They can never. So if it's the Rwanda again in the middle playing like, hey, this one, then Rwanda knows that Congo has a lot of resources. They're playing now the both side. Huh? You play Burundi, you play Congo. You play Burundi, you play Congo. It's kind of manipulation that it's going around.
Can you I need to ask you a question. It is, but we mustn't give up. What are the people of Burundi? Are they aware of the movement that is going on across Africa like we're doing? Are they aware of programs like this? Or can we share to them as well in those communities so they can be part of this process as well? Because we need to really get our people start taking action. So what are people in Burundi? Are they active on the social media? Are they good on civil rights? Gloria, go ahead.
Yes, Burundian people that you always see on TikTok or on Facebook, they are the children of the rich government in Burundi. But the real Burundian people, they are no longer there on internet. Because among the telecommunication they have in Burundi, They have only two. And if one is down, one is run by the government to make sure the banks, the what is working. So if this one is not working for people to communicate with, means that a person will get the line from Uganda or Rwanda for them to communicate to outside. I know some few. I have two friends from Burundi. They are also children of some people, like I said. So it's hard for me to bring them here
Yes, of
for them
course.
to come and say this stuff. But for them to communicate to local people, it's much easier than to communicate to us on social media.
I understand. Understood. Understood. Okay, thank you very much. I mean, we'll still be looking at that area because, again, it's about awareness, because we need all parts of Africa to be aware. Because, like you said now, Joe B said, in fact, I did not think about it. Joe B, just to bring you in briefly, then I'll go to Akebulan. You said something, no, Zach first, then I'll go to Akebulan. You said about, when you talked about Kenya and Ghana and Nigeria, I actually did not really, I was like, okay, but it is so important because they are trying to find a way in to keep their clause in. And now, when I just did the research, you now see that the strategic movement, okay, if I cannot get uranium from Niger, I can get uranium from Burundi. So this is so important. And I'm so glad, Joby, that you talked about it, about how deep the claws are in us, and how we'll have to work relentlessly to actually free us from that. I wonder if you wanted to say something on that briefly, Joby. Then I'll go to Zach. Thank you. Okay, I'm not so sure Joby is here. Okay. I'm trying to unmute you, Joby. I'm unmuting you. Can you hear me? No? Okay. Sound. Yeah, I'm trying to get. Sorry, Joby. Sorry. Yeah. I wanted you to. I was trying to ask you about. One second. I was trying to ask you to just to say something about the issue of how the French are moving from Kenya, from Burkina Faso and West Africa into East Africa, and now connecting that to the fact that Burundi they've got uranium, and that move is very just to re-emphasize that point for us again as to why we have to be very, very aware. And you said something about that they don't want to let go, and they are trying to put their claws in. And I'm just saying that the uranium in Burundi made that obvious. So I wanted to see if you could say something about that briefly before I move on. Thank you very much, Joby. Sorry. You there?
Yeah, so as I was saying, can you hear me? Yes, so as I was saying, can you hear me? Yes,
Whoa.
As I was saying, okay, I think I might have to drop and come back. It seems to be an echo.
Yes. I'll drop you. Yes, I'll come back. Yes. We'll bring you back. I'll bring you back in. Okay, let us go to Zach. Zach, quickly, greetings, and I'll bring in Joby again. Zach, greetings. What would you like to say? Let's hear from you.
How are you, my brother?
Greetings. Good, thanks. It's good to have you. What would you like to say? Yes, welcome.
I listened to the sister.
Yes. Okay.
These people are not there to stop. So you have to keep fighting, regardless to what. You have to let the sister know she have to go out there and put the works down. Because France is not going to give up Africa.
No.
Because France depends on Africa. All these countries depend on Africa.
Exactly.
So no matter what you do, it's going to be a fight. So we have to let the people on the ground go out and spread the news.
Yes.
And hold them leaders accountable for everything that is going on. Because as Joby said, France is going to find a way to colonize another African country. And that's what they're doing right now. So
yeah,
I just hope our people wake up, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's all I say. I just hope. Yeah.
Thank you, Zach. Exactly. We need to wake up. And that is why when we say share programs like this in across Africa in many countries, is to raise that awareness. So Joby, go ahead. Now let's hear from you, Joby. Go ahead. You're back.
Sorry, yeah. So as I was saying, their tactics haven't changed. You just have to look at the history of how they move, and they're doing it still now. Like, even though France was removed from the Sahel region, straight away they looked for another weak link in Africa, and they're there. So they had them go to France. They're obviously negotiating something, but they give them bribes, they pay them off, they do whatever they have to do, whatever it takes to get what they want. So right now they're working with Ghana and Kenya, which is very disappointing. I think they should have just shut the door on them. And even the British will be very hard because in Nigeria, South Africa, there's no way that they're going to leave Africa. We've even got in Zimbabwe right now, the white land owners there. Zimbabwe's tried to ask them to leave, and they said that they've got to pay them, even though they are living on stolen land. They have to pay them. They're never going to leave, they said, until you pay them, which is outrageous. But this is their mentality. They won't go easily, not at all. So I just think Africa needs to get behind the Sahel region, and it needs unity now, because they're not going to have time, because they're going to come while you're weak. They will come. So you need to get the defenses up now and be ready, because you don't want the same thing to happen as what happened last time in history.
Yeah. No. So well said, Zach. Joe B. Well said. It is so important, and this is not just a message. It's not just a throwaway comment. We can see it, because they are playing a game. They went and they said, we're not letting go of Chad. So whilst they're doing that, they've already moved to Kenya. They moved to Ghana. They moved to Burundi. So these guys, we have to be aware. We need to be very switched on the continent to games that they're playing. Joby, thank you so much for that. It's a really important point. And I think, working together and seeing all of their their plans and how they're trying to morph and change and adapt and quickly get their hands in, we have to be alert to that. So the people of Burundi, please, I know it's difficult. I know they're making the social media space difficult for you to get into. Please be alert, be aware. You can do exactly what they've done in Niger, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and we are calling on the people of Ghana, the people of Kenya as well. We know the Kenyans are really fighters as well and waking up. Let's continue to wake our people up with awareness. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Alkebulan, greetings and welcome. And let's hear from you. Alkebulan, greetings. Can you hear me? I'm unmuting you now. Okay, can you hear me? She may be away from the, but I think she'll join us in a second. I'll wait. So while she's coming, while she's gonna switch her mic on, I just want to just say this. This is a huge task before all of us, but let us not be afraid. We have to remove fear from this. Oh, they're gonna come. Oh, now we need to just do what? Stand our ground. We got nowhere else to go. They are trying to take what we have from our coming generation, and we have to be the people that will stand up for the coming generation. Joe B, thank you so much. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. We have to be the ones standing in the breach. Everybody watching, please give the panel. We really appreciate the efforts and comments and everything else that they're doing to actually raise the awareness. But we haven't, look, do not be afraid. When you hear they're talking about billions upon billions, those billions are counting on what? The resources in Africa. We hold those resources. We need to build systems to make sure that we benefit from those resources. They've been taking from those resources from us. Instead of worrying about fear now we need to plan how we're going to control those resources. Farmers in Europe are considered to be millionaires, but they only get subsidies. The government gives them subsidies. But farmers in Africa, there is it's funny. When they talk about farmers, they never see Africans as rich farmers, because they don't want us to see ourselves in that light. Farming industry started in Africa. in the days of our ancestors. Exactly, they are millionaires because they get money, so-called common. They get money from the common agricultural public policy. They are subsidized, heavily subsidized, something called the common agricultural policy, and they get funded that way. So a lot of people think farmers, but African farmers don't get subsidies, and yet they still make money, but they still produce. But what's happening is that they're being forced to sell their goods at cheaper prices against the European goods and services, and we need to stop that. This is raising the awareness. Our land is so fertile. Our extremely important, Joe. Extremely. Thank you so much for that. Alkebulan, are you back? Let's hear from you. Can you unmute yourself? I see you're back now, I think.
Greetings.
Greetings, Asita. Greetings.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's hear from you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been some funeral and stuff. My friend, she died. So I was in a family now, and it make me think really. From the first time I met you, really, I says I want to go back. I want to go home because I've been in here over 40 years now.
Wow. Yeah.
So and I'm still in that, and. There is corruption, but it's not like here practically. So we need to go home. We need to open our eyes. And how you says, farming. I was in a family of farming, and we was rich. And I'm telling you, rich. We was rich. Me, I've been like, I never done nothing in that time practically, but. And unfortunately, civil war wiped everything, and we have to sell and everything. During my granddad, I'm talking about. So, we lost everything, but we never asked. We had our house. We never asked nothing from anybody, as long we can do like a share, fair, and from crops and everything. Now we don't have any more that. And the mindset they've given now is about, why you want to be farmer, why you don't go in the office, why you don't go in Europe, and this and that. But now I went there and I saw the youth, some at least, when they open their eyes and they say, I didn't know pharmacy can make you rich, and it can make you rich because you can eat, you can feed your family, you can feed other people, you can give work and everything. Pharmacy is #1 richness for the population and for the continent. So we have to instruct our young people because there is the elderly. You see, they get tired. They have land and everything, and the elderly they get tired, and they end up to sell it. They give it to the youth, to the son and daughter, and the son and daughter, because they want a mobile phone, they want a this and that, then they end up to sell it for cheap, That's your home, that's heredity.
Your heritage.
And they sell it for cheap. They dismantle it and they sell it for cheap, for zero. And then in the end, anyway, you're gonna have zero, no emancipation at all. So we have to instruct our youth really, farmers really is very, chicken, crops or fish, everything really is about richness for our country. So nobody can get hungry because nobody can get hungry in our continent. And other thing is about the corruption. Yes, in the west they will say no, and the east they accept it because there is always some puppet there and saying it's okay. She was talking about Burundi, they come in there, the poor one, they come in Tanzania, they come in there in the beach saying, sister, Burundi is not that good because the poor, they have to be poor so they can take over all the land and everything once again. So it's all about, awareness, because Africa, they don't have it, unfortunately, how we have it in here. And the social media they give in there is about, welcoming African youth in Europe. If you see
network,
it's like that.
Yeah.
They welcoming the youth in Europe.
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. They end up drinking drugs and everything because they was not expecting things like that. So my propaganda always is. Look, we don't have even internet. I say the kind citizen.
Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you. I hear you. Go ahead. It's coming and going, but we hear you. Go ahead. Carry on.
citizen. Yeah, the guy in Nigeria yesterday I was told
it's
internet. When I did it, I says I don't have internet, so I have to go on the window. Just now, I just come out from the door to hear you. And he says, wow, I didn't know really in Europe you can have problem with internet. And I say, yes, we have so much problem, but you know, how you see it is totally different. So you have to enlighten people rather than say, oh, you know, you can make money, you can this, you can that, all that. You have to tell the truth to the youth, to the people, because they will not understand. You know, 1 year for me to convince few people, it was 1 year to show them how I was living, my family, how we came in this country, and this and that, and this and that. So we have to show the true story to the youth and open our mind. That's not number one thing, really.
Exactly. It is. No. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Europe and the UK is, yeah, you have the really rich, but then you have the others that are really struggling. And because especially in the UK, they don't have any growth, they have an aging population, they have no natural resources. So when they get back to like desperate states, the first place they're going to come to is Africa. That's what they'll do. They've never left, but they'll be coming back with even more force when their economy starts to struggle. So we do need awareness. We need to educate our young people and just make them aware of that. It's not all that it seems, that things are not always what it seems, and we have to seek out the truth and for ourselves and just be ready, teach them and get rid of the Western education system, because it doesn't mean them any good. So we need to change that. That needs to be changed. It's very important. I'm glad they did that in the Sahel region, where they've changed the education system and they're training them in actual practical skills, because this is what you need. You need them to be trained in practical skills, in agriculture, in engineering, whatever it is. It's all for that practical good for the continent, because that education system was just to keep us as consumers, and you need to change that.
Exactly.
But yeah, we need to start making the change that we need to see.
Yeah. Education system is from nursery now. Unfortunately, some part of Africa, education system is from nursery. They give them nursery rhyme and everything. I was shocked really, and I says, why they don't teach your language? They says, oh no, you know, it's only once a week or whatever. It's like a foreign country, our language. Imagine, you know, and we have to learn English and blah 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 and everything. That's a bullying, is a how you say, is a manipulation thing from childhood practically. So we have to stop that.
Yeah,
Number one, you have to stop that. It's a manipulation of mind, and obviously the children, they will think they are English.
Yes,
they are not English.
And not even
all
that.
The rhymes, all English language, they are there. And if you hear all English language, the rhyme they are bad in.
No, but not even that. It goes even worse. It goes even worse than that. It goes even worse than that, as in that, because I in schools, because I'm in the schools, and when I teach, I see that the curriculum is set against us. It's to keep us oppressed. And then if you speak out as a person of color, if I speak out as a black person, I will get sacked, because they want you to agree with whatever they say, even if it's against your own people. If you're in this country, you have to agree with what they're saying. Wow. What they say goes, and you can't speak up about your own people. They will take you. They will say
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing in America.
How you say, a house, probably they rent a house.
One thing, Jack, I'll come with.
They welcoming the children, even the children from there, from the local children in Africa and children from Africa, all.
Oh, okay.
The children now they have to stay there. They have residence, everything. In about 4 years, they do a great job, and they are not used the English or European curriculum using
that connection.
You're
teaching them about everything.
Your internet is cutting out.
We have to do it ourselves.
We have
We
to.
have to, because we have no free speech anymore.
No,
we
that's
don't have
true.
free speech in these countries. We don't. You think you do? Try and speak out and see how far they'll arrest you, they'll sack you, they'll arrest you, all of that. We don't have free speech anymore. We don't. It's
And
all a control. They're controlling us. And if we try and speak out, they changed the law in April this year so they can arrest us. If they don't like anything we say, they say it's a hate crime or we'll be arrested. If you don't go by what they say in the school system, they'll say you have to leave. You have to teach what they tell you to teach, even if it's not the truth. Even if you know it's not the truth,
it's crazy.
You have to teach it because
that's shocking.
We're being controlled.
Yeah, but the only things we have to do then, that's it. They told us to leave. Thank you. We're leaving.
Yes, exactly.
We're leaving.
Yes.
So how can you live in a place like that?
Exactly.
How can you live in a place
leave.
like
I
that?
am leaving as soon as possible.
We're leaving, and
what
that's
I'm
it.
saying
The
is,
children, you will never.
yeah, well, because they know we are leaving, because so many of us have left, and because they know we are leaving, they are now putting a 40% tax on anybody who sells up their house to leave. They're going to tax us to leave. 1 minute they're telling us to leave, and now they're going to charge us to leave.
Hold on. Are they putting a 40% tax on those who wish to leave?
Yes, if you sell your property, so whatever you bought your property for and whatever the profit is, they're going to tax you 40% to leave. They tell us to leave. They don't want us here. Leave, leave, leave. And when we say we're going to leave, they want to tax us only because they need us. They need our labor. They need our labor. So they're going to catch 22. They don't want us here, but they need our labor. So to try and stop us from leaving, they say we have to pay 40%. Those of us who have assets will be charged 40% to leave. So yeah.
Yeah,
well,
it's like that.
This is
but it doesn't matter. We have to think ourselves now.
Yes,
we
do.
We are not hearing them. We've been told already. I've been told personally. You know what? We don't need you. In the end of the day, we don't need you. When I was asking for help and I was crying for, I was begging. And really, my friend in Parliament, he was working there. He says, you know what, Eden, they don't need you. They need only your asset and everything. From there, I open my eyes even more.
Yeah.
So we don't need them.
If you don't have the
if you have
that,
grandchildren, if
they
you
won't
have
help.
sister, if you have daughter and everything, you have to teach them. You have to teach them what is Africa.
You have to, because now I think people come to Europe and UK thinking that it's all bed of roses, but they don't realize unless you have assets, it's a very difficult place to live. If you don't have family or friends to support you or assets, it's a very hard place to live in because you get very little depending on what you do for work. But they're not going to help you, so it's not an easy place to live unless you've got a really high paid job.
Yeah,
it's not an easy place to live.
Even you can't even high job. Two husband and wife working and we cannot manage it.
You see, it's very difficult. So it's me personally. I say to everybody, if everybody in the diaspora were to go back to Africa and build up Africa and unite each other, we don't need to leave. Nobody would ever need to leave the continent. We don't need to leave. We have everything there for our survival.
Exactly.
And we have the sun, because I can't take this weather in these countries. So we have everything we need out there.
Yeah.
We don't need to be in these countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Our melanin cannot stand this.
You're so right. You're so right. I agree. We need that sunshine. Wow, ladies, Alkebulan, Joby, thank you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. And we need to be aware of this. Let me go to Zach. Zach, you wanted to add something, then I'll go to Bobby Danka. Just wait a minute. Bobby, go ahead. And then Zach, go ahead. Zach, you want to say something? Zach, go ahead. Zach?
Yeah, I was saying, hear me?
Yeah.
I was saying, Joby was right what she's saying. Everything she said is true. Everything she said is so true. The black teachers are not allowed to teach out of their reach. They only could teach what they tell them to teach. And the system is against all black people in foreign, everyone. Just like America. Look at all these rappers, all these basketball players, all this money. And they can't help their people with it. Because the colonizers have them by their balls. They can't do nothing with the money more than buy gold, buy big car and buy big house and buy name brand and show off on each other and kill each other.
Unalive.
Unalive.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what Joby is saying there, she's 100% is true. It's not just England alone. Canada, America, all over Europe is the same thing. So she's not lying. She's 100 million% fact.
Wow. Okay.
To share that.
Wow. Thank you very much for that, Zach. And again, all of this is to make us aware. And you see, if we don't have discussions like this, like a family meeting like this, we will not know all of this to share important information, and we need to share that. But no, wow, we have to come back and talk about this more, because this is actually quite fundamental. This is really quite shocking. You know, it is shocking.
That's what I tell you sometimes, speak in your mother tongue sometimes for us. At least when people hear you speak in your mother tongue, they will get it. Trust me, they will get it. It's a big step when you speak in your mother tongue. Even though we don't understand, just like when I try the man to speak, we don't care, but we just like to hear the song. Song don't have no language.
Yes.
That's right. That's why the Sahel region is getting rid of French as their language. They're going to go back to the actual language. It's just what needs to happen.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. And that's what I tell citizens sometimes when you're in life, speaking his mother tongue sometimes.
Yes.
It is good to do that.
Benny, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're right, Benny. Otoloso. Yeah, that's so true. Thank you for that, Zach. And Joe as well. Fresh BT TV Bermuda, go ahead. Let's hear from you. Go ahead. Thank you.
Yes, I think it's important where the confusion and the digression of conversation comes from. It's because their language is to propagate what they want to do. And so our authentic languages don't even have words or expression that they use in English. So the words that we use are words that actually paralyze us and confuse us. Many of us, I'm going to say, not us all, but many of us. And so when we adopt that, we take it lock, stock, and barrel. So, for instance, if you look at Russian and German, there's no such thing as maybe. There's either yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
It's no. That's why compromise is a very difficult thing for them. They are very finite on their answers, and they're very direct. So is Yoruba. Right?
Yes.
Come on, because this is where it came from.
Yes, it is.
Alexander Pushkin, black, you know, a melanin man.
Yes.
Is responsible for that language.
Yes.
So we have to remember, going back to the root of our communications across the diaspora, across the continent, is the languages that are direct. They mean what they say, and they say what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
So we must really consider how we're re-educating and educating the youth. The second piece is that how many of us in this room right now have children? And you don't have to answer, but you answer it yourself, because you're going to know the truth. How many of you know what you know and are executing that in your own family? How many of you here have children and know that the system of education is wrong and have still left them in it? How many of you are going to send it to them tomorrow? Now, I'm going to say, I can say you, not because I'm better, not because I want to down anybody, but I took my children out of this system. So I'm speaking to you from a knowing perspective. I'm speaking to you from the perspective of results, right? I'm speaking to you from a perspective of trial and error. I'm speaking to you out of perspective of concern and even, wondering, sometimes, hey, but guess what? Now 3 years on, 4 or 5 years on, I see, my wife and I see the results. And she can tell you every day somebody comes to her and says, I admire what you did with your children by taking them out of the system. And we were concerned at first, but now our children are shining. So we must act like we know within our own families first. How are we going to change our village if we can't change our families. So we have to take the words of colonization out of our mouths. Even if we use language, we just must be careful what we're using to use as progress. These things, you know, even when we came to the West, right? When our ancestors came to the West, they made up languages. Creole, Double Dutch, Pig Latin, because they always made up something that was used for their own purposes.
Yeah, we had to.
Right? It was a must because we kept them out of our business. So we must now keep them out of our business. I agree with Zach when he says elder. Yes, when you greet, come on and greet with Yoruba. Come on and Ikaro, Ikarazo, Ikasano. Come on. These are the beginnings of us, you know, really connecting with each other in a common place, in a common thinking, in a common thought, in a common spirit, right? Because it's all there for us. And I encourage us at that level because I hear all the pieces are here. That's why I say very little. But the root of our progress is to act on the knowledge that we know. And if we don't start with our children, if we are afraid to pull our children out of the school system and educate them ourselves, my wife and I made up a schedule of teaching ourselves. And to be honest, it just got approved, our learning system with my son, who has achieved getting a pilot's license before he could drive a car. The United States system of education has accepted my learning system.
Fantastic.
So I'm really saying that it's outside of anything that they had. And they say, wow, this is an amazing young person. That's what came out of it. So let's not believe, right, that each village has to have its own eccentric learning process for the needs of that village and what is able to be done. It's not cookie cutter. You will learn as you go according to where you are and your circumstances. If you're in Britain, you got to figure that out so you don't mess with their law, but you can actually get what you need to get done. If you're in Nigeria, you got to figure out what is it, and so and so and so. But the knowledge is here. You have me as a resource. You have Zach as a resource. I have Joe as a resource. I have Citizen. I have, and this village. I'm telling you, Gloria. I want to speak to people out of that village.
Yes.
It's important that we all should be looking into that village that she said turned her back on the government. We should be talking about that. In my opinion, because this is where this is what we need to activate on. They're doing it. They're building roads. That means their children, their young people are learning how to build roads.
Exactly.
That's what we need to do. Practical skills is what they need to be taught. Yeah. Definitely.
Right? So it's not for the old people to be out there doing roads. So the young people got to be doing roads. So now you can't tell me that they're going to bring in Chinese when you all of a sudden you can send 100 people to go do roads.
We need to start doing it for ourselves. We have everything. Africa has everything it needs. We can do it for ourselves. We don't need anybody else.
Exactly.
We just need to unite and do it for ourselves. It can be done. And I'm ready to go back and go into the leaving from the diaspora and go back and teach our actual history, not the colonizers' history, our history. And the young people need to be taught away from that colonial system. It really does.
So true. So true. So true.
We are doing it. We need it more. We are doing it.
So we reach, remember, each one teach like each one.
Yeah.
And it's the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So we take the steps and we get to 1,000 miles, but we must celebrate and continue to embellish and replicate where we are doing it.
Exactly.
Because the masses, nothing ever started with the masses. Everything always started with one. Our whole human existence starts on that whole level. So we must get to the point where we continue to embellish the small steps that we have that are doing. And they will continue to blossom. Because to think, this kumbaya is going to happen with so many, no, it's not. Remember, the world will be led by the few. That's our problem.
Yeah.
We're looking for the wrong leadership.
But Africa's in a good standing point. It has the youngest population. It has all the natural resources. It has everything that it needs. It has arable land. It has everything for survival. So this is a good place to start. That African continent has everything for the next revolution, like for the industrial revolution, because it has everything that you need. So we just need to realize that, and we need to get behind each other, and we need to support to make it happen in that continent, so that nobody will need to leave. There's no need for them to leave.
So true. Yeah. Oh, that too. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's true. That all of that is part of what we're looking at as well, Zach. You're right. We do. And that is why what they are doing in AES is very important, and you raise a very good point there. Let us go to, thank you very much. Let us go to Bobby Dankwa. Thank you for waiting, Bobby. Waiting, let's hear from you. Bobby Dankwa, let's hear from you. Hello, Bobby Dankwa, hello? Can you hear me? Yeah, go ahead. Good. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. My also contribution is that education is most important.
Oh, you're echoing. One second. Okay, unmute yourself again. Unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself again?
Oh.
Okay, good. Go ahead. We can hear you now. Go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you now. You can go ahead. now, Bobby Dankwa. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm speaking
you
now.
Can go ahead. You can go ahead now, Bobby Dankwa.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
You can go ahead. Oh, okay. I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back. Sorry about that, guys. There's an echoing thing, so I'm going to bring him straight back whilst he's there. Bobby Dankwa, good. Let me bring him back. 1 second, Bobby. I'll bring you in. Give me a minute. There you are. Good. Okay. Yep. Okay. Go ahead now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my contribution about the education is most important for we Africans. Especially, we have to get something common as even 2 languages, so that we can study and we can teach our kids. And we need something that can help us, that the enemies cannot confuse us. Because when people in Africa, Africa is the best place to live on the face of the earth. But because of the way the people come in, and they become manipulators, so it comes that we become inferior in the world. If you see the thing education, it doesn't benefit us. It benefits other words of the people, because they use that education come to Africa and manipulate us. So we need something whereby our mind can be strong to each other as a black. Whenever we talk about Africa or black, whenever you see your friend or your fellow black, you see him as your friend, but not your enemy. The thing is that no matter how black people, 2 of them, if they meet, the enemy will come to one and try to manipulate one and get the person to destroy each other. That is the one point. So we all have to decide which way that we can educate our people, so that they will be strong on that way. that someone is coming to you, go and destroy your brother, you have to know that the person is evil, so that you will not listen to the person. You know, it's very, very something strong in we black people. That's why we cannot grow. So we need to get some education. We should teach our kids now, from now. And what we are talking about, you know, sometimes they say that the action is louder than voice. We need something action so that we can stand, and we need like science technology schools in Africa, and university which is very strong, like the universities people they have. We need it so that we use our intelligent people. They go there. Our resources in our land is for we. So no matter how our people, if they are smart, no matter money that we need to pay to them, we have to give to them, so that we can use them in our own land. It is really stupid, and I cannot say, you know, to speak English is a little bit difficult for me, but I'll try to explain myself. But it is very painful that people from abroad came and picked our intelligent people, and they use them in abroad, and they use those people attack we. That is very painful. And we are the same blood. We are the same blood. So what we need from our leaders, that they shouldn't send our intelligent kids to abroad. They should build schools. They should build hospitals. They should build sites like school for our kids. And our kids should deserve what they work for. And we should give them real good money so that they can stay Africa. We have handsome guys, we have beautiful ladies, we have nature, everything we have. But why we still suffer? You know, I can't explain. I feel very, pain in my heart that you can see us abroad and we are suffering. Nobody respects you no matter what you do. They think if you are not here, you cannot do it. And we can do it. So since we have this kind of platform, we have to make steps to build some schools so that we can teach our kids, so that if enemies comes, they cannot get them. Look, the way the Westerners, they come and destroy our land with their intelligence. We have intelligent people home. But look, for example, you have a house or you have a keys, and if someone come and take the strong keys from your home, if they bring a war, who is gonna fight for you? You know, the same as Africa. They live intelligent people flew out from Africa, and they use them to attack we. So we need schools that can help us. Please, my brother, I speak really. I have very pain.
I understand. I fully understand.
Black man is fighting with the black man. Then I'm crying in my heart.
Yes.
Why? What is going on? What is going on? Because of all this kind of this Westerners, their education. But if we have our own education with our own culture, I think it will be a little different.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree with you.
Prepare a food in your house and go somewhere to take a soup. It doesn't match it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, my voice is very loudly. I'm sorry for that.
No, that's fine.
I have pain in my heart.
It's fine.
I really have pain.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. We get Bele. Let it out. Let it out.
So we all have to come together. Even if it's a contribution,
yes,
you should contribute to the right person that she can do the right thing for us.
Yes.
Money is nothing. We have to create human being before money. You see, we should know that we are so precious than money. Without human being, money is nothing. And we are created by God. So the money is something that will help us in our life. And we can make it. It's a man who make the money, and we, a human being, God created. So if someone come to you, destroy your brother, and go and destroy your brother, what kind of mind do you have? And you don't have that one in Western life.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bobby.
Let's all get good education for our kids.
Yes.
For me,
yes.
I'm not in Africa, but I wish I'll go to Africa. I love Africa.
Wow.
Africa is my life.
Yes.
When I travel, when I hear the music, Mama Africa, I'm crying.
Wow.
You see, so
Yeah.
we all love our land. So
Yes.
let's we all help ourselves to
Thank
grow
you.
Africa.
Thank you.
Thank you for each one.
Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby, thank you. I like the passion that you brought here. And you don't have to be, your English, it doesn't need to be perfect. You look, you can speak even your Ghanaian language as well to express yourself, and be proud of that. And we believe, we know who we are, and we want our people to grow and to thrive in their land. And that's why we're doing programs like this. So thank you so much. Thank you for that. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Let me give you a round of applause, and others are supporting what you're saying. We can feel that passion that you want Africa to work, but we thank you so much for that. And don't give up. Please do not. Don't relent. 1 second. I'll go back to you. I'll come back to you. Gloria, you're showing something on the picture. What's that? What's that picture? You're showing. Let me go back. I'll make it loud. Expand it. On the picture. What's that? Yeah. That picture? Gloria. Okay. Oh. Okay.
I'm trying to look for a better one. Okay.
Okay.
These are the youth. We are just educating them to do agriculture and rely on agriculture the way our ancestors used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No GMO, no whatever. We just do it our way. Yeah?
Exactly.
And there are some old people that are really coming out to teach us how to preserve food, like fresh meat, like
fish.
We are learning.
Good. Fantastic.
I really appreciate that.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks for sharing.
The youth that are really down there, they're not like you people. They are not like all that sitting. These people are doing amazing job. Okay.
Fantastic.
And I'm so glad that you guys are coming out to talk about it. They're really doing amazing.
Fantastic. We want to encourage more farming, and local farming by our people. Yeah. So this is wow. Again, wow. I like that picture. Let me expand.
This lady, she was from UK.
1 second.
She came back recently.
Yeah, go ahead.
She started the farm work.
Muted.
Are you live?
Now
Yeah.
she's even bigger than.
It's muted. What's
I
it
can't
muted?
commit.
What do you want to?
I need fabric.
I could say
Give me 5 minutes. Is it like now?
No, just tell me when you're free.
Okay.
She's
Thank you.
doing so big. So I believe
Fantastic.
in farm work.
Yeah, this. I mean, this is corn. That's corn leaves, right? Because I grew that when I was growing up.
Yes,
that's corn. I used to grow corn, and I know. I mean, I used to go grow corn in our garden, and I will go and pick it and eat, and I'll grow yam, and I'll grow beans. So I know all this. This is fun. Oh yes, fantastic. Oh wow, thanks for sharing this. Gloria. Thank you so much. This is fantastic. And this is connection to our soil. This is what our soil gives us. Very important. Gloria, thank you so much for that. Let me go to Sky. I'll come back to you. I will be wrapping up soon, but let me go to Sky. Sky, welcome, and what would you like to say? Thank you, Gloria. Sky, let's hear from you.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody.
Greetings.
We've all spoken well, but there are still problems.
Yeah, lots.
There are still issues. And my number one issues or problem for fixing Africa, we need to demolish all these system from religion, which is the number one problem. I said religion because this is how it goes. Our people are currently mentally enslaved to religion. Because if you believe in all these Arab, if you believe in all this Arab and European God, we can't get all those people on board into this new Africa. And we need every one of us. Because when we leave those people there, they're going to be the future sabotage to whatever we're building. That religion system you see wasn't just by mistake. Two bad products into Africa, Islam and Christianity. That is an insult on our intelligence. That God, or whatever their God is, doesn't respect us. He has to send the Arabs and the Caucasians to give us is whatever. We shouldn't be abiding by all those practice of religion. We should stop it. That is one thing we need to really get rid of in Africa. If we can get rid of that sector, we are free. Our mind is open. Our mentality will start working. Then, their educational system, we shouldn't dismantle it all. There are places that we can work on. There are things that we can regenerate and turn into our opportunity because we hold all the cards. We have the natural resources. We have everything to make weapons, nuclear weapons, ballistic weapons. We need that Western education, and we have the natural resources. Let's turn this war to our own advantage. After dismantling religion, forget about farming. The next thing is weapon, defense system, technologies that will save us when they come. Because at this moment, I'm telling you, they don't like that we're waking up. They don't like it. So we all need to be very, very careful. And when they don't like it, they keep pushing money into the religion system to brainwash more people. You see, that sector is so toxic that we cannot leave it untouched. We need to block that place because our people, when you look at the mosques and you look at a church, you look at the congregation, you look at all those people, they are like zombies. They're not functioning well. They're not using their brains. They've been programmed.
I like zombies. They are zombies.
They are zombies.
They've been programmed to look at one direction, into one direction, to wait for some delusional God that can't save them. We don't need those kind of mentality in this new system. Then what this woman was talking about earlier, we're now coming to farming. We're now coming to re-education. We're now coming to dismantling the borders. We're not coming into respecting our own selves as Black people, because if we do not respect ourselves and love ourselves, nobody will.
Yes, true.
Nobody will. So we need to respect each other. We need to understand what is called dialogue, not rambling, not fighting. Then we cannot start a new system by running from America, the UK to Russia and China. No, it is called deja vu. We are repeating the same mistakes that brought us to where we are today. We are Africans. We hold all the cards. We don't need anybody. They need us. We don't need the Western monetary system at all. When we get it right, we might not even need money. We can sustain ourselves through trade by barter because we have it all. What do you need money for when you have it all? They don't have it. We are the one that needs money. We don't need money. You go to Ghana, you see cocoa. You come to Nigeria, you see this. You go to Kenya, you see that. We trade by barter. We have the resources. We have the mineral resources. We have everything. We build our own system, our own economy, our own language, our own education, our own mentality. Because we are gods. We are Africa. And you see all these things, they know. That is why religion must go. As we're talking now, to build Africa, if we have religious people around, once you are a religious person, you are obedient to your masters. Who are your masters? The Caucasians, the Arabs, you take your money to a place called Saudi Arabia to come here to do only what? We don't spend enough of time building our own self. We need to first of all build our mentality. That is where everywhere we go to, they disrespect us because we are the only ethnic without identity. We wear other people's hair. Our braids are so beautiful in our women. Our women are more than natural people. Let us be the Africa that we are meant to be, the warriors, the real people, the original, the owner of this world, the first people that were there because nobody was created. We were not created. We created every other person through birth. Now they are coming back to colonize us, to disrespect us because we've lost our roots. We should go back to our roots, which is the most powerful and the most significant. If we cannot do all these things, we will be back to ground zero. Now let's go back to technology and weapon. How do we defend ourselves when we have all these things and we're not making use of these technologies? Most of the things that are invented in the world were invented by Black people. Do you people know? Do you?
Yes.
We have a lot of quantum physics.
100% facts, brother. That is 100% facts. A lot of us don't know it.
That's correct.
100% facts. 99.9% of these things today was from Black people. Everything was engineered by Black people. It's 100% facts.
So we need all these people back home. We need to start run our technological plans. Like in Nigeria, we have a place called Ajaokuta Power Steel. Wow. We can build planes. We can build rockets. We can build trains. I don't know about all African countries, but I know we do have all this all over Africa countries scattered all around. Then we need to start changing the names. We need to start changing. If, for example, another thing is the name. Nobody bears international names again in Africa. Is forbidden. Everybody to go back to their rootful name, to their ancestors' name. Because for them to brainwash us, you remember that when they took our ancestors and when they came to our country, we were enforced to change our names. Do you know why they change your names? Because when they take your name away from you, your originality has been taken away from you. You should go back to our originality. Our name gives us peace and harmony. We need our name back because our name is our identity. So when we go out and we call them, my name is Oluwafemi, my name is, whatever, my name, our African name, just go there and be a full Africa. And then to our governments that says, for example, in Nigeria, traditional attire should only be put on Friday or so. No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Traditional outfit is our identity. We should put it on from Sunday to Sunday. We should promote our culture. We should start selling our African cultures like we are selling the Adidas and the Nikes. Look at the way they are enjoying our food today because we promoted our food. We should start promoting everything in Africa. Our attires are the best, the materials, the cottons and everything are there. We eat natural food, not synthetic foods. We have it all. We plant, we breed our animal plants and everything, and they grow. We have stable weather. We don't have hurricanes. We have, what do we want? What do we want? We are just ourselves' biggest enemy. At this point, we should stop complaining. We've complained enough. We should start looking at our government, how to tear them apart and put in the right people. The African-oriented leaders that will work among each other, that will dismantle all the boundaries, the visas regulation and all those BS. We need to dismantle them. We need to be one. We cannot be 99%. That 1% is gonna. We need to be 100% one. That is how we get it right.
Wow, such passion. Sky, my brother. Yes, we've spoken for some time. It's been a minute. I'm glad you're back. You joined us today. Thank you so much. There's not one word that everybody agrees with what you're saying. And we are all keyed into that message. We want to take action to make sure we make it happen, that becomes our reality. And we know we have to bring it to life. We got everything. There is no reason why none of this should not manifest. We need to work together to manifest that. The last thing you said. Oh, I know. Nubia, I know. That's fine. It's okay. But what I'm saying is that we have to really sorry about that. Sorry guys, my voice was low. I hope you can hear me now. So yeah, we need to be working together collectively in our communities, building everything consistently. You said 99% without the 1%, we are not going to function. We need 100%. That is so true. And we have to make sure that everything we're doing now is about action. I'm hoping that on all platforms we're on, that we begin to see positive action on the ground, empowering ourselves, sovereignty, communities coming together, working, taking action to fix what is not working, to make sure the whole government accountable. Action, action, action. We can't just keep complaining, Yeah, share with each other. So this is so important. These are really key steps that we need to do. I so wish Nubian, if you wanted to join in, I'm happy to bring you up to say a few words as well. But my brother Sky, thank you so much. That's really powerful, and I want to have you again and talk about this. We need steps, suggestions, ideas, if we and sharing of information. What you said about the best brains in terms of ideas and innovation is in Africa. It is time we benefit from that. Ajaokuta Steel should be the basis on which we can build trains, rockets, planes, you name it. And there's no reason why it shouldn't happen. But it requires us to begin to build a condition for that to happen. So it is so important,
Yeah, can I talk right now? Just a little bit.
Sorry?
Can I talk right now?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just a little. Yeah, the guy mentioned the Christianity and name.
Islam.
For me,
and Islam.
I don't give. I told my wife that I don't need to give any name except African name to my kids, because I knew my father made a mistake, so I will not repeat that mistake. And about the Christian, before I say I'm a Christian, I go to church. But when I read something, I knew that these people, they are trying to manipulate me. I stopped that one. Now, I love everyone. I don't care you're Nigerian, you are this, you are this. I don't care about that at all. So now I feel like anyone is like me. What I have is that what somebody do to me, it will hurt me. I will not do to another fellow.
Yeah.
So if I knew I will not, if someone killed me, I will not be happy. So I'm not gonna kill somebody. If someone steals me, I'm not gonna be happy. So I'm not gonna steal. So I have this principle in me now. So I'm very free. I don't have any discrimination about black or anyone. So that is, I think, a very easy way for me now to grow. I have free mind. No matter how much you gave me, you will come and meet the same money. I'm working at bar, I'm owner. I had 550,000. I took it in my bar. I gave to the police. They were shaking their head. People are stealing, and you got this in your bar and you give it to the police. I have receipt and everything. But what I have learned, it gives me so much peaceful in my heart. I don't need anyone's money. I don't need anyone thing that is belong to someone, then I take for myself. Because about the religion, they say if you do wrong, you pray God will forgive you. But there's no forgiveness in something you did wrong to your fellow. What goes around comes around. What goes up comes down. So that is life in the world. So for me now, I'm free in my heart because of I am not religious person. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow.
I really want to keep one or two things.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Then I go to Gloria.
I will advise that this is a very good program that will break down topics of each of these. Each discussion should be broken into topics. Like probably today or tomorrow or next is religion. The next day is education. The following day is politics, how it affects. So we can understand all these divisional issues one by one.
Okay.
All those things that affects Africa, that affects the people of Africa, that affects our mentality and our orientation. We can just take them down one after the other. By not generalizing this, we really make people understand how religion, for example, affects our growth, our personality,
it's true,
our mindset, our spirituality. We are spiritual people, and they've been killing that spirit. We need to go back to our ancestral way, our spiritual way, to awaken that spiritualness, because we need it. Because if we have those spirituality in us, we won't be stupid. Our brain will be functioning. We won't be listening to all these lies from Christian and Muslim. Those things they know are powerful enough to create that religion. Thank you very much for allowing me.
Religion and Muslim are the two main assets in Africa that kills Africans.
Yes.
The Muslim and the Christian, and the two of them are the enslaved black people in Africa.
Exactly.
The Arab slave came in with Allah, and the European slave trade come in with Christ and Jesus. The first slave ship came into Africa, name was Jesus. Go look it up. The first slave ship came into Africa.
I know. Yes, indeed. You are right. I am very good point, Zach. Quick one. I just want to say today's topic has been about sovereignty. So we try and talk about specifics. Today we talked about sovereignty and how we can use a lot of that to free our people and begin to hold the government to account. And we said that the sovereignty is what the people of Burkina Faso, Niger and Mali have used to stand up for their rights. We need our people to stand up for our rights, to hold our governor to account. And that is the central part of our discussion today. We are wrapping up. I want to wrap up. I want to say thank you so very much. I'll be back again. There will be more topics we're going to cover. But I want to let you know that we have to share that message, you know. We need to make sure that we let our people know that we have powers as sovereigns on our land to determine what we want to happen in our land, in our community collectively. Wow, that's a painful, Gloria, that picture is so painful. Let me just share that picture 1 second. Wow, that is so painful. I mean, when I see that picture, we're not going to go, I don't want to go into religion too much today, but I just want to acknowledge why you're sharing that picture. And we need to really, I'm going to expand that briefly. See, that is so painful right there. That is an African man that has been done that to, all in the name of religion. So, but we are not going to go too much into that. Thank you. I just wanted to acknowledge that. And we mustn't forget. And like my brother Sky said, now we must take action. We have to take action. Okay, Vibe Master, you got a couple of minutes. I'll bring you in. You want to say something quickly? And then we'll be wrapping up. I'll let you speak. Go ahead, because you haven't spoken at all. Vibe Master, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I hope everybody's well inside. I hope everybody's well inside the chat.
I share. Yes, good. Great.
I've just got one thing to say, really. Just keep on going with this stuff, man. It's educating all of us. And you know, it's given us a clearer understanding to the tasks that are need to be taken place.
Yeah.
So Long live the AES.
I'm
gonna drop there.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna land there. I've got much I want to say.
Yes.
Lately I've been doing a lot of research on what's going on in the Niger Delta. I've looked at the Amnesty report on May the 14th as to regards as Shell's Shell are now withdrawing their oil fields, some of the oil fields from Nigeria, but they need to clean up first.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's 20,000 barrels of oil every single year. 20,000 barrels of oil every single year, and you have 158 liters to each barrel of oil is spilt in the Niger Delta every single year. Yeah, so yeah, just keep the good energy and the vibes going. And Citizen AY, thank you very much for what you're doing, and I will be calling you. I will be giving you a call. I would like to be able to speak to you away from the platform.
Yes,
as
that's
to
fine.
regards to certain things. Yeah.
No problem. Yes.
All right then, guys. Have a good Sunday.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Look after yourselves. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks for bringing up that information.
Yeah.
It's very vital.
Very. You see, this is what we mean. This platform. Thank you so much, Sky. This is what we mean. Thank you, Vibe Master. This is why we bring this platform on, to be able to share. That is a devastating information. I will be doing a program on that actually, but with himself, with myself, probably the next thing. But you see that, very, very important. What I will say now, thank you all so much. It's been a real pleasure. Oh, somebody wants to join me. I don't know. Have I got enough time for one more person? Okay, we'll do one more person if they're still there. If not, then I will wrap it. We'll come to an end. I hope you've learned something from today's broadcast, and thank you to everybody who's gifted us. Hang on. Okay. So, Gloria, whilst you're speaking, go ahead.
Yes. To my fellow African people, let's not be carried away with material that the West have or have or what war weapon. Let's just have courage. If the ancestors fought with a stick in the name of arrow and the bow and the cow skin as their source of security, why are you so scared? I'm not scared.
Exactly.
In our local way, we will still win this fight. We just need you to be here, and let's just continue loving each one. Put along that I'm from Yoruba, or I'm from Dahon, or I'm not or this one. Let's just put that one alone. Let's come together. We are many in numbers. We alone cannot fight this fight. I cannot fight it alone. It requires me, you as my brother, and another person and a Kebulan to join in the hands, and we raise our hands together. Even if we have millions of war weapons in Africa, if we don't know how to use it or how to operate them, it will still get rust, and we will no longer. It will even still be useless in Africa.
Yes.
The only thing we can do, let's just be calm, just be steady, just have that faith that those old people, they never even fought with they never even carried the pew-pew in their life. But they still survive. They still find their own way to communicate.
Oh.
So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Gloria, thank you. They want me to remove you. I will talk later. They say to remove you or they'll bring it down. I don't want them to bring it down because I'm about to wrap up. But we'll do that later on. Let me hear from. Thank you so much, Gloria. Thank you so very much. I'll come back to African Predator. You'll be the last person to speak. Let's hear from you. Oh, sorry. Yes, Gloria, they wanted me to remove you because I don't know what happened. They said I have to remove you or they will bring it down. So I'll remove you. We'll talk tomorrow. But African Predator, let's hear from you. Thank you very much, Gloria. Thank you. We need to stand together like you said. So Predator, go ahead. You have the last word. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I remember last time when I came in this platform, I said that first of all, in Africa, we should change our language. Bear in mind that. And second thing, we should have our own software here in Africa.
Yes.
That risk that we are checking. Yes. Last time I came here, I said, let's change our language so that no one understands our language.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm wondering why it's called United States of America, USA.
Mm-hmm.
Because the countries are together. They fought one code, one formula. In South Africa, there's a film that called Shaka Zulu. There's that formula they used to fight for people. Here in Africa, you have everything, whatever you are rooting for. Let also be like United States of America.
Yes.
We are strong. It's only that you elderly people, you are coward. You are coward. Older people, you are coward. But if you put us in the front, us become a forefront or forerunners, nothing would defeat Africa. Africa with everything. Africa with the shoes. Africa with fear. Africa with whatever you are looking this age. Africa is being blessed. Empowers young ones, teach us young ones, then you will see what is going to happen. If you see that president, just a young man, but he stood for faith, that let Africa stand there only. The thing that I'm appealing to you, moderator, can you empower the young one so that experience? Take them to school, learn how to manufacture weapons, do things that is we can use to defend our own continent. I'm talking from Zambia. Zambia got everything here in Zambia.
Yes.
Everything here in Zambia. The best of the country that is producing copper in Zambia. And best thing that is making a copper bullet is Zambia. But the stamp is from another country. It's another continent. What's that? Moderator, please, can you empower us? Please, can you empower us?
Well,
please, can you take us to school so that you will see what's going to happen? I submit my moderator.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. What a task. What a task I'm faced with. This is a task for all of us. And that's why we say on this platform, please do encourage you. If you can subscribe to us, please do. Because we need education. Education in terms of our rights as citizens, as sovereigns in our land. That, again, we can then use time to hold our government to account. This is things we need to do collectively. And that task is real. We need education. We need to help our people in our communities. Thank you very much, Nubian Sugar. These are realities of what we faced with. African Predator, thank you so much. To hear that they're using copper and all that stuff, that is, for making weapons. But it's named in a foreign land. This is telling you that there is so much more to us. There's much work to do. We're going to wrap up here. We are going to say thank you so much. Nubian Sugar, thank you so much. Fresh BTV, Bermuda, thank you. Alkebulan, thank you. Bobby Dankwa, Vibe Master, Melanin Drip, everyone, thank you all so much. What's left for me to do now? I'm going to sing out with How Long Una Go to Suffer. Don't forget, please, donate to the Free Africans from Arab enslavement, Africans from enslavement in Arab countries. REFAC. If you can donate to that as well, that would be grateful. Thank you so much for every one of us, you for your contributions to the discussions. We're going to sing out with How Long Una Go to Suffer. I'll have a little break. I might come back today or tomorrow, but we'll give you more updates. And I will try and go into more specific topics as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bobby Dankwa, thank you. Thank you. So let us go ahead and do this now. I'll have a sip of water, then we'll go ahead. Okay, so you can download How Long Una Go Suffer from iTunes and on Spotify, and also you can get this hoodie and beanie. I've got the links on there. Please help. If you can subscribe to us, there's much work we want to do. We want to be giving people the constitution in the local language, and that requires a lot of funding and support and people as stakeholders going in there. So we need that support. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead. Season AY. Here we go. My people, oh, I can wait a low. Hey, 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 ha. Yes, sir. Come on. Here we go. How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? How long go? How long? How long, my people? Yes, so how long gonna go they suffer? My people, we don't tire inside Nigeria. Now slave camp we dey, oh. Now so my people, we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Now slave camp, oh. The time done now where we supposed stand up for our rights, oh. Stand up for our rights, oh. The time done now where we supposed stand up, oh, for our rights, oh, for self-determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? How long? How long? How long, my people? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? How long go? How long? How long? How long gonna go they suffer? Abdul Salam na fake man. Now he put that yeah constitution for your head, yo. Abdul Salam na fake man. Now military man come tell una say una get constitution. Na lie yo, na fake, na fraud oh. That yeah constitution. Now in then they say close to na yo. Me una wake up, whoa. Moko berenio, I just they wonder. 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 Berenio, I just they wonder. Moko berenio, I just they wonder. Moga berenio, I just they wonder. Moga berenio, I just they wonder. My people, I want make una know so. Self-determination, oh, na your right, yo. My people, I want make una know so. Self-determination, oh, na your right, yo. You must fight for your rights. You must stand for your rights. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city, any inside country where you there. Oh, Atiku, Emilokon, Peter Obi no be the solution. That the solution now be the solution. Make una wake up. Make una wake up. Time don't knock. You be Yoruba man. You be Biafra. I want make una know say self-determination na your right, you. Hey, 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 Yoruba land na your land, yo. land, yo. Hausa land na your land, yo. Biafra land na your land, yo. No be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria, no be Nigeria. Ra 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 oh. Thank you all so very much. Thank you. I hope you find this beneficial and useful. Please let us continue to share. Consider subscribing to this platform. Help us grow the platform. There's a lot of work we need to do. Above all, let us task ourselves. What action are we prepared to take collectively to free Africa? Let us ask ourselves that question, myself included. What actions are we prepared to take collectively to free Africa? And let us set about taking those steps. I thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. You're listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bobby Dankwa. Thank you, Melanin Drip. Thank you, Fresh TV Modia, Bemoda, and everybody. Thank you all so much. Kebulan and others. Thank you, and bye for now. Bye. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye all. Okay, and those of you on YouTube, wow, thank you so much. The network held out today. We're grateful for your support. Continue to share the like and the gifts and you know, please subscribe to the Citizen AY, the platform where we speak to truth to power. Help us grow the platform. We're grateful for your support. We are here to encourage people to know their rights, that we are sovereigns, and we can use this power to hold our governance to account on the African continent. Collectively, together we can do this. Thank you so very much. Thank you for watching. You've been listening to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power about later on. Thank you, and bye for now. Bye. Bye, all. Bye.